Welcome to the Fall of Dreadmore. Most all of you have apparently seen the flyer that has appeared in the local town. Most of you have seen it, and decided that it was a good opportunity. The pay was too good to turn down. So, in the town of Whalethroad, you find your ways making yourself toward the Broken Spoke Tavern. Is anyone who would like to start first entering?
I think I think my character would probably already be in the tavern.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. So so sitting in the corner is a man wearing a pristine suit with a white tie and a white undershirt, and he's just very casually leaning on the back two legs of the chair. There are wide round glasses peeking out from underneath the brim of a top hat, and a mask obscures the majority of his face, to where the only features that you can see are the locks of hair kind of pouring out of the top hat and two human ears peeking out the sides. There is a cane up against the wall next to him as he just lounges there, taking it to an outside observer, seemingly uninterested, but his curious eyes are sweeping over the place, taking in everything, every little piece of movement, just being very cautious.
As you look around the tavern, you notice that it is filled with sturdy wooden tables and benches. The bar is manned by a grizzled bartender who has seen more than his fair share of strange occurrences. The walls are adorned with faded maps, old fishing nets, and an occasional trophy from a successful hunt. Does anyone else like to either be in the tavern or enter?
I'm in the tavern.
Okay.
Sitting at the bar, you see, is a kind of hunched over young figure with loose dark curls, solemn brown eyes sunken between shadowy pools of sleep deprivation, with frail, bony limbs kind of stretched out, like he's leaning over his, with his elbows on the counter, with bronze toned skin with marbly patches of vitiligo. He looks at the barkeeper and he says, "Give me something strong enough to wake the dead."
All right. Can't blame you though if you pass out.
You
He
just
goes ahead
hear
and pours you a drink, sets it on the counter.
you just
That'll be
hear
a silver.
I slammed the coin onto the counter. Um,
Takes
and
it and
take a
goes back to polishing glasses.
I take a swig really quick and then start sputtering coughing. That stuff really wakes you.
That's what you asked for.
Excuse me, young one. You consider yourself awake now?
I think so, yeah.
You're a sprightly one, aren't you? Where do you hail from?
Oh, here and there.
Ah, fellow wanderer. Apologies, I should have introduced myself. My name is Victor Shank. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you, Victor. My name is Darius.
Please, until we are further acquainted, I would prefer if you just referred to me as Mr. Shank.
Apologies, Mr. Shank.
Not a problem, young Darius. So what brings you here?
Well, just clocked out from my day-to-day job, looking for, a little pastime, something to make me feel alive again. I work with a lot of sorts that aren't the lively type, if you catch my drift.
I see.
Oh
What
boy.
was that?
She found a taser.
Crazy.
He just
Uh,
he just kind of crosses his arms and nods his head.
And how about yourself? What brings you here?
Work mostly. You said you do this on your off time.
Yes.
Interesting. Not many would. Well, I suppose I should start with asking, are you here for the flyer?
Yes, actually.
Hmm. Alright, in that case, shall we recount tales of our day while we wait for our companions? Because I believe they'll be more enticed by such a interesting offer.
I'm afraid my tales aren't very lively. I work with, I'm an embalmer, you see.
Ah. I, too, work closely with the dead.
I'm gonna say my character walks in the tavern.
Perfect timing.
Right. So opens the door, and staying there is a 5'2", seemingly youngish girl with white hair. She wears a long black cloak and covered completely, even wearing gloves. She carries a long staff in her hand and a long sword and katana on her belt. But strangest of all, her face is covered completely by a wooden mask. No eye holes.
Ah. Another one. Oh, that's dope.
Oh, she's
Oh.
so cool.
Love
That
that.
is so cool.
Man, I should have done a full body of mine.
She
Mr.
kind
Shank.
of strolls in.
Yeah, Mr. Shank just cocks a head to the side.
You know, it would be foolish of me not to assume that you're here for the same reason we are.
Well, why would anyone else be in this rundown place?
Oh, come now. It's got good drinks.
If you say so.
Well, most people don't come in here and ask to imbibe something strong enough to wake the dead as their first experience.
You hear what sounds like almost wood knocking on the door. And your little voice outside. I can't quite reach the doorknob. Could someone give me an assistance?
Darius rises from his seat and like kind of jogs over to the door and opens it up and like bows really lowly and politely, like, oh, allow me, madame.
As you open, you see a old turtle lady reaching as hard as she can for that doorknob, but seeing as she's 3 foot tall, she's having some difficulties. You see as I said, a turtle. She is brown shaded. She is wearing a typical like apron, like a flower apron. She has blue beads around her neck. She has humongous circular glasses that are being held on her head with like this pearl chain on the back of her head, and you can see the wrinkles dotting her face. Here's a little example of her.
Aww.
And she just says, "Oh, thank you, darling," and goes ahead and uses her umbrella that she's carrying, or I should say, what's the fancy version for it? It's a
Parasol.
parcel. Yeah, parasol. She takes that and uses it almost like a cane as she walks into the tavern.
Well,
Good. What time of day is it?
This would be about mid-afternoon.
good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, young man.
Oh, please.
I'm here inquiring about money.
Oh, truly?
I have heard there was a poster for some gold.
You wouldn't
was
mean
up
this
front.
poster.
Oh, yes, that's the one.
Oh,
Do
my.
you know where the group is meeting?
So it would be right here, madam.
Oh, perfect. And she goes to a nearby table, sits down, fixes her skirt over her legs, and just sits there politely, hands folded.
So,
As you who are still standing at the bar are conversing, another man approaches the bar. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you seem to be here for the flyer as well.
Yes, indeed.
Seems we are here for the same reason. My name is Yarnell. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yarnell.
Cool.
My name is Victor Shank, but again, until we are further acquainted, I would prefer if you just referred to me as Mr. Shank.
Well, a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Shank.
He hands out a hand for a handshake.
He shakes your hand. It's not a tight grip, it's somewhat loose, but still firm enough to... You can tell his hands are rough.
Hmm.
And for the rest of you?
My name is Jamie Russell. I'm 102 years old. I'm from, I don't remember, and I also don't remember. But my name is Jamie Russell.
Aren't you an interesting character? A pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
My character kind of she tilts her ear kind of towards where he's talking, but she's listening. I am Sokea Seikos, and I think that's really all you need to know about me.
Oh, secretive one. I can't blame you.
And I suppose my name is Darius Cadaver.
It's wonderful to meet you all. There's a few others along the room who seem to be here for the offer. We're still waiting to hear any notice or what we're supposed to actually be doing or talking to.
Oh, shame. Oh well, I suppose I'll have another drink then.
Might I recommend the Spider's Bite? Packs a punch, but it's quite tasteful.
I think I'll take that.
I could use something with a little more flavor.
Do you have any tea?
The bartender, who's kind of halfway listening, leans in. 3 spider bites then?
And a tea for the lady.
Alright. Gonna take a second. Gotta get some hot water.
Miss,
He lays out the
Sokea,
glasses
was
for the
it?
spider bites and begins heating up some water.
Miss Sokea, was it?
Yes.
Would you like anything?
That would require me removing my mask, and see, I'm not willing to do that right now.
Ah,
Ooh, mysterious type.
well, in my case, I simply do this.
He's going to take the spider bite, turn away, pull his mask down, and drink it.
No.
That sounded interesting. I'm not sure what you just did.
Oh, you're hard of seeing then, as it were.
Did the mask with no eye holes give it away?
It was a pretty solid clue, I'd say. Yes, simply turning away and drinking to where prying eyes cannot see. Seems to work for me.
Oh.
Okay.
Darius
So-
takes a hesitant sip of the spider bite. What would you say, like, what's its potency?
You know what? Go ahead and give me a con save.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
Oh dear.
Don't worry, it's not a major.
Nice.
That just barely beats it. Almost, you want to say it almost has an acidic taste to it, but as soon as
Okay.
you get past the first initial acidic, it has a very fruitful, almost very citrusy taste to it.
Are you sure we can't buy you a drink, Sokea?
I'm really alright. I'm just here for the money, so I don't need anything.
A pragmatist, are you?
Yourself. He takes the rest of the drink in one swig. Doesn't cough this time.
Quick learner.
The barkeep sets a a cup down on the counter. The tea for the lady.
Oh, thank you. How much do I owe you now?
Oh, don't worry
Yarnell.
about it, ma'am.
No, Yarnell holds
pay
up
your
his
tab.
hands. No, I've got this. I offered, of course. He sets down a couple silver.
Everyone is
Oh,
so
thank
polite. It's
you.
lovely.
Oh, they're raising
As-
this generation correct.
As you guys are talking, one of the doors adjacent to the bar opens up, and out steps a peppered older man. All right. It seems, we're about time to start this. Anyone who's here for the job offering, come into the room.
Mr. Shank stands and looks towards the turtle lady. Is she having trouble standing up?
Yeah, she's like holding her back as she's trying to get off the stool.
Mr. Shank will help her.
Oh, thank you, dear. That's so kind. And
But
she
of
like
course,
uses
madam.
her parcel to help her as well as she starts walking towards the doors.
As
Darius returns the cups to the barkeeper.
Good luck in there.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Shank is going to tip his top hat to the barkeep as he walks into the room.
He
So
just
Tim
simply nods at you.
just gonna walk through. She keeps her staff on the ground, but still makes her way around things very easily.
As you step into the room, you notice it's no more than a large storage area for the bar, but a few chairs and other odds and ends, such as crates that can be sit on, are arranged around the room. The man stands in the center of the room waiting for everyone to file in and find their seats. You notice a few other patrons from the tavern have also slinked their way into the room as well. As everyone eventually finds their seat, you notice there's a few men also in the room with them, dressed in white grayish type robes, all wearing similar ones. One of them shuts the door and turns to Valikas and gives him a nod, and that's the name. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Valikas. I'm the one who posted the job listing. I'm assuming that means you are all up to the task of what's been offered. So, let's begin. Start with who all's in here and what your skills provide, what use you may be. Let's see. Does anyone want to go first, or have one of the other people in the room start?
Mr. Shank will just raise up a hand.
Victor Shank, please refer to me as Mr. Shank. I am here bringing a skill set of, let's call it slaying beasts.
Ah, you keep me in business, Mr. Shank.
And you
Always
keep
a
me
useful skill.
and you keep me in business after the fact if they get rowdy.
Oh. Well, I should hope not.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
My name is Darius Cadaver. I am a mortician. I'm accompanying this job as a doctor of sorts for the living and the dead.
A healer. Rare we get any of those on these expeditions. Could prove useful, though. Another man stands, or raises his hand. Name's Asher. Same as Mr. Shank over there. Slaying beasts is my forte. Anyone else want to go?
Dope.
My name is Jamie Russell. I can cook a good meal for us on the way. I can also bonk people upside the head with this, and she holds up her parcel if need be. But I'm mostly here for supporting people.
Valikas looks at you, raises an eyebrow. Are you sure you understand what you're getting into?
I'm very honest. I don't know where I'm trying to get home. Where am I?
Oh dear.
Oh my. Madam, are you sure you're in the right place? Do you need help?
I'm here for the money, so I'm in the right place.
Well, it seems we may have enough people. I don't think it'll be too much of a danger. I would ask, though, that anyone, please keep an eye on her.
Well, I'm Sokea. I'm pretty good at stealthily pickpocketing people. No one really expects me to rob them blind.
I get it.
I'm also quite handy with these, and she turns and her cloak and shows off her swords. And this, and she stomps her staff on the ground.
Charming.
I can't imagine she'd be very good at keeping an eye on the old lady, though.
I can. I can feel her.
Another man raises his hand, and you notice this man is rather tall, standing at a towering 8 feet.
Goodness.
My name
Oh.
Devlor. I'm strong. I can cut very deep. Well, you seem to be the muscle of the group.
Straightforward. I like it.
Let's see. Another. Oh, actually. Oh, this actually. She won't be able to see it. A lady raises her hand. You notice that she's wearing a black fur shawl and is also wearing a wooden mask, but this one has eye holes. The name's Ella. I'm good with a bow, good at scouting.
Did
Oh,
I miss the
love
memo
her.
to wear a mask?
You also see Yarnell raises his hand. Name's Yarnell. I'm rather skilled with the Eldritch arts. And the last person standing in the corner of the room is this man. Oi. My name is Zero. I am a skilled swordsman.
Well,
Well.
we seem to have a full group of individuals ready and raring to go, don't we?
Indeed we do. In fact, this works out more than I was planning. Seems that with the amount of people we have, we'll be able to send out in 2 teams. Works out. Cover more ground. He nods to one of the men in the corner of the room, and they step out the side door. We're going to go check to see if our passage is secured yet, and if it's ready. In the meantime, let me go over what this job is for you. So, we will be going to the island of Dreadmore. I don't know, most people haven't heard of it. It's far distant, far secluded. It is a dangerous place, filled with every type of beast imaginable. It is not for the faint of heart. These things will not hesitate to kill you. You must have nerves of steel and be willing to kill whatever comes after you. Our goal is to make it to the edge of the island where Dreadmore Castle stands, where we will liberate the people still left there, the refugees. We will provide a map for you of the best route possible, and your plan is to clear out as many beasts as possible and pave a way so that we may move the refugees back to the ships and exit. Is there any questions?
With every word that is coming out of his mouth, Mr. Shank's grip on his cane gets tighter and tighter, and he just starts quivering and stifling back a laugh.
No questions? All right. Well, we shall separate you into 2 teams. He selects out all the NPCs. You'll be the first team. We'll send you out on the first ship. You'll land first and make some headway. He points to the rest of you. You will follow along in the second ship. You will take behind any leftovers and any hiding. You will be the deep dive. We shall make sure that there is no beast hiding. We do not want any surprises on this expedition. The man who left earlier in the clothing, white and gray, he steps back into the room, walks up to Valcast, whispers in his ear. Oh, perfect. All right, ships are chartered. If you'll please follow my men outside, we shall bring you to our voyage.
All right, dear.
I am
Pop back down.
so excited.
As you make your way outside the tavern, you come to the nearby docks and find two medium-sized ships parked there. A few crew members are finishing loading some crates on the ships, and Valakast stands in front of them. All right, this is where we ship off. If any of you have a reason to back out now, do it, because you will not have that chance once we reach the island. If there are no other qualms, please, Group 1, take the ship to my left. The rest of you, take the ship to the right. We'll set out here in a few minutes.
Mr. Shark, can you give me a hand again getting on the ship?
Mr. Shank, Madam
I'm
Jamie.
sorry, I'm not good with names.
It's all right, Madam Jamie. Here.
He holds out a hand to help her up the. I'm assuming it's a boarding ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
She takes and waddles onto it.
Darius looks to Sokea and do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine.
I'm so excited, Madam Jamie.
It does seem like it's going to be quite an adventure.
Oh, it's been so long. Too long, really.
Sense?
Since
An
I
adventure
last
for you?
since I last sank my blade into a beast. I've been on a bit of leave recently. A vacation, as it were. But I
We all
really
need a good vacation.
Yes, indeed. But I truly do miss feeling the flesh of beasts torn underneath my blade.
Ah,
You
I
see
feel the
her
flesh
hand, like,
of beasts, but not with under blade, but usually with a scalpel.
Well, before or after death, I specialize in both.
Oh, that's nice, dear. That's nice.
So did you bring your scalpel as your weapon?
I did, in fact. Would you like to see it? Oh, my apologies. That really wasn't meant to be. I'm just gonna stop talking now.
You could let me steal it.
Oh, if you would like to. He pulls out this briefcase with like knives of various sizes. There's like a couple pairs of scissors as well, a sewing needle. It's right here. Be careful. They are sharp.
She just feels it. She runs her thumb along the edge of it. Ah, yes. It feels good enough, I suppose.
Mr. Shank's head kind of tilts to the side.
You brought your sewing needle? Are you planning on stitching any of us back up?
Perhaps. Although I should hope not. My skill is best suited in burying them.
I see. How exciting. This is all so exciting.
As you're standing on the ship, Valakas steps onto the ship as well, followed by two of the men in gray and white garbs. All right. And he turns to the crew. We're ready to ship off, if you would please. And they disembark the ship. And he walks over to the side, rings a bell, and the other ship begins to slowly pull out of the harbor. We'll let them take a few minutes lead, and then we'll follow behind. In the meantime, please allow me to equip you with some useful items for this adventure. He goes to one of the crates and opens the lid, and he begins passing out small golden vials to every one of you. You each get 3.
Okay.
Oh.
These are blood vials. If you find yourself in a need of, or you find yourself in a tough spot, painful, losing blood, I would recommend using these. They are quite potent, quite helpful. These are technically health potions. They count as superior healing potions.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
Okay. So that's 10d4 plus 10?
That is 8d4 plus 8.
Gotcha. I'm thinking of Supreme.
Yep.
Could you put that in the chat somewhere?
Yes.
Mighty kind of you, and I appreciate it greatly. Just
My
don't-
pleasure. We want to make sure that everyone makes it out of here alive.
Indeed.
He kind of, Mr. Shank kind of leans into Darius and elbows him.
Just make sure you don't lose yourself to the blood.
Oh, don't worry.
1 second. I
Mr.
had the numbers
Demetrius.
backward.
Mr. Demetrius?
I believe his name is Darius, Madam Jamie.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh, my apologies, madam. You were talking to me?
You have very unique hair. How did
Thank
you
you.
dye it?
No, it was. I was blessed with this mop of hair.
Very nice. I've not quite seen anything like it.
I do believe that is to accounts for the autoimmune disorder that my parents assume.
I'm so sorry, dear.
No worries about it, madam. It doesn't bother me.
The sky welcomes us as well. How exciting.
Hmm.
All of this
Really?
fresh air, making me feel all clammy and, dare I say it, sweaty.
Well, it is a bit humid on this sea.
As you continue conversing, the ship slowly pulls out of harbor and begins making its journey towards the island of Dreadmore. The journey itself will probably take about an hour and a half, maybe. You'll be reaching there about the time the sun is slowly setting.
Alright. Mr. Shank will just follow around with Jamie, make sure that she doesn't fall over or anything.
It's a good thing because she gets kind of close to the edge a couple times. She's not.
Well there, Madam Jamie, a little too close for comfort.
Oh dear, I can hold my breath for longer than you can.
You know, I do believe that, but can you swim faster than the ship?
No, but you know, we all have our strength and weakness.
Oh, Valley Castains, before I forget, I did admit payment up front. Allow me to provide that for you. And he takes out a few sets, 100 gold apiece. Here you are. And he hands it out to everyone.
How much gold?
2,500.
Nice.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir.
Mm.
This will get me home.
He turns to you. You know, you seem to have a very interesting thirst for these hunts. I couldn't help but notice your enthusiasm during my announcement.
Let's just say, I live for this.
As long as nobody goes dying on me. I don't get paid for that on this trip.
Can't promise anything.
That's true.
Hold on 1 second. You guys are cutting in and out. It's my internet.
Aw.
There we go. Okay, that should fix it. So I heard Luke say, "I'm thrilled to hunt," and that was all I heard.
He just said, I live for this.
So did I. I used to be a hunter a long time ago, but as you can see, my age has seemed to caught up with me. As he gestures towards his leg, you notice that on his right leg there is no foot. There is simply a small peg of wood.
Ah, I see. What mighty
And-
creature eventually took that from you?
The mighty creature that stands before you. You see, we hunters are a superstitious bunch.
Indeed.
We believe that any evil that might envelop you would crawl up the right leg. Most hunters would wear a belt and tie it around their right pant leg, but I decided why risk it.
Better safe than sorry, for sure.
Indeed. And here I am, still standing.
I myself am missing 2 toes on that foot. You can
And what
never be,
vicious creature took those?
well, you can never be too careful now, can you?
No, you cannot.
He just walks over to the railing of the ship and presses himself against it and just looks up to the sky. Just, is it raining? Like a little mist?
It is. It's kind of like a light mist, barely enough to feel it, but you can definitely. Everything is getting wet.
Alright. He just, grips onto the railing, looks up to the sky, and takes a deep breath.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do before we arrive at Dreadmore?
Begging your pardon, this isn't meant to be offensive. I'm sorry if it comes across that way, but how did you come to learn of the flyer if you cannot read it? He says to Sokyo.
Well, in my crowd searching for people to pickpocket, I overheard some other mercenaries discussing the flyer and where to go.
Huh. Did you steal anything exciting?
Mostly people's coin pouches.
Well. You mentioned a beast that we were hunting. What are we hunting? What should we prepare for?
You asking Valakast this?
Yes.
Werewolf type creatures. Beastin. Mostly rabid dogs and all manner of wolfen-like creatures. Of course, this island goes deep, and I have yet to see what all resides between it. From what I've heard from the remaining residents, things have gotten dire there, creatures that they dare not even speak of. In all honesty, I'm not sure exactly what you shall be encountering, but I know for a fact there will be beasts among the crowd. As far as my intel has been able to report, there is no one else aside from those who are holed up in the castle, though I would recommend not trusting anything you see or hear. Treat everything as if it is dangerous.
Sounds exciting.
As I mentioned to your friend earlier, you can never be too careful.
True. I'm going to go sit down. My legs are hurting. Tell me when we get there, please. And she waddles off to find a seat.
Valcast lets out a small chuckle as he turns to begin conversing with his white garbed associates. After a couple minutes, I'll say, actually no, we'll say it's been about an hour or so, you can see off in the distance, just through the rolling fog, the outline of land, slowly encroaching towards the ship. Alright, it seems we are approaching. I would recommend that you get your stuff together and hit the ground running. We don't have too much time to waste. This is going to be a long night, but can't drag it out too long.
Alright. Mr. Shank gets his cane, gets a small satchel that he places on his side, whips a little half cloak around his shoulders, and descends down the ramp, helping Jamie as he goes. But as soon as his feet touch the ground, he just looks around and just
Let the hunt begin.
As you leave the ship, you notice that the other ship's already been docked and is empty. A a small ways from the dock, you see the remnants of what looks like a rundown village. Water seems to have slowly seeped in, as if the part of this village has become waterlogged, and it leads quite a distance through the fog. Just broken down shacks and shambles. Valakas steps down with his associates. All right. We are going to attempt to catch up with the first group. Hopefully they've made some headway, and we shall make our way to the castle. Again, do be swift, but make sure to keep an eye out for everything. Try to make sure you catch whatever the first group might have missed, and we shall hopefully reconvene at the castle shortly. Until then, I wish you luck. And him and his associates begin heading out through the village and onwards.
Jamie begins walking towards it.
All right.
How exciting. How exciting.
Are we really going to let the old women walk in the front?
No, I was just about to go fetch her. However, he pulls out the map containing the suggested route. Where does that lead first?
So the suggested route leads through 4 sections. The fishing hamlet that you guys are currently in is the town of Bleakshore. It leads slowly through a small section of woods at the end of it that connects to the city of what's the name of it? Grimreach. So once you make it through, sorry, I have notes all over the place.
Okay. Life of a DM.
So
Indeed.
So, once you make it through Bleakshore, it'll lead into Grimreach. That'll be a large town, the main center of this island. Once you've cut your way through Grimreach, it'll lead through a large section of woods that will then lead towards Dreadmore Castle.
Ooh, a sheet of paper. How interesting.
Oh, I can describe it for you.
One second.
like.
Madam Jamie.
Yes, dear.
Madam Jamie, I believe that our first course of action is actually in that direction.
Oh, all right. And she turns her little way and starts walking in the direction you pointed, not really slowing down. She's just going.
Madam Jamie,
Yes, dear.
would you like me to carry you?
I am very independent, I'll have you know. I can walk myself. And you see her speed off. She has 40 feet of movement.
Oh my gosh!
She's a fast old lady. She may be aching and bacon, but she can zoom.
Okay, I can't catch that. Can anyone catch that?
I'm afraid I cannot.
Sakaya?
I don't know how to tell.
If I had to describe her, I would call her very fast.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I'll wrangle her back. She runs after her. Miss
Nice.
Jamie.
She stops. Well, you guys are so slow. We need to get on with this. We don't have much time, no. I don't know if we have a time limit. He said to catch up with the rest of the group.
No, but you can't leave us behind either. Are you sure you would want to face this beast alone?
No, you're right. And she just sits there, taps her foot, looks at you all.
Alright, we're on our way.
Can all of you go ahead and give me a perception check?
Oh, here we
But
go.
of course.
Oh! Oh!
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh. Ah.
Amazing.
Terrible.
So, all of you seem to notice the layout of this Bleakshore. There are the shanties lining the narrow pathways of Bleakshore, small dilapidated huts that were once home to the villagers. Made from driftwood and scrap metal, these shacks now stand empty. The windows dark and doors hanging askew. The roofs are caved in and the walls are covered in moss and barnacles. The wind whistles through the gaps in the woods, carrying with it a faint sound of whispered prayers and lost memories. Seems this village has been abandoned for some time. However, Luke, you notice hidden away in a secluded part of the hamlet off to the side is a small path. Not very noticeable, but you notice that it stands out as having a clearing.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we found a road less traveled, as it were.
Lead the way, dearie.
He's going to walk on over there, and he's going to check for signs of beasts coming through. So I have the Hunter's Bane ability, which
Okay.
means I have advantage on any wisdom survival checks to track fey, fiends, or undead. So
Okay.
would that apply to these beasts, considering that he has hunted these his entire life?
I will say as of currently, not right now, but that will definitely
Okay.
come into play at some point.
Okay. I would still
Uh,
like to check for any signs with them, even if I don't get the advantage.
Okay. So you said you're heading down the path and you're making a check?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Natural 1, total of 10.
Sheesh.
It seems that the path is very empty. It seems nothing has been here in a very long time.
I feel as if my hunter's instinct has been dulled by my weeks of vacation, unfortunately. Oh well, I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Alright.
Would she be able to feel any creatures coming towards them with tremor sense?
How far does that go out to?
I was trying to find it, but it doesn't say it exact number.
I might throw this to Luke. What do you think? Maybe 60 feet, 90 feet,
Tremor sense is usually a little bit shorter.
30 feet?
I'd say so.
Okay. No, with tremor sense, you still don't sense anything around you.
Just checking.
As you continue down this path, it takes a slight. So the hamlet is surrounded by woods. It takes a slight cut through the woods, kind of keeping adjacent to the hamlet, but slowly raising up off the ground. It's kind of like going up a hill slightly until you find yourself overlooking a part of the hamlet, and you find a small ancient structure.
Oh, I also have a cleric ability called Eyes of the Grave, so I gain the ability to occasionally sense the presence of the undead. So
You don't sense anything.
I don't sense anything. Okay.
As you come to this structure, would any of you like to do an investigation, or if you're proficient, a religion?
Ooh, yes. I shall do a religion check, if that's okay.
Okay,
Nice.
indeed. All right. You notice that the shrine is made of stone, worn smooth by the elements, and is adorned with carvings of waves and sea creatures. There are offerings of shells, pearls, and driftwood scattered around its base, apparently left by the villagers in hopes of protection and fortune. The shrine is one of the few places in Bleakshore that still feels sacred. There's an air around it's heavy with the weight of countless unanswered prayers.
I bow my head as I approach and take a closer look at the you said they were like murals? Inscription?
Carvings made into
Carving.
the stones of waves and sea creatures.
Okay. Seems a sort of altar.
As you look into it, it seems that it's a small, forgotten altar to some sea deity. But you don't know of any. It doesn't seem to strike you as anything significant. I want all of you to make a perception check.
Can do.
Sheesh.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So, Luke and Savvy. Sorry, names. You notice that
Sarah,
there's
too.
rustling in the woods next to you. The ground is wet and muddy, but you've noticed there's a sound, almost like a slick sound. And you, Savannah, with your tremor sense, you feel something slowly crawling along the ground.
I
Looks like
believe we might find our beast that way.
In fact, you feel it, and Luke, you hear it. It seems to be coming from all around you.
I believe we're surrounded. Shall we take up a defensible position?
She
Oh.
raises her umbrella.
Is there anywhere in this little shrine that would offer, like, you said the ground was littered with stuff? Is it just shells, or is it like rubble and stuff?
No, it's a small altar that's been littered with like shells and pearls and driftwood, but it's nothing significant. It'd be no more than like half a column.
Okay, so we are outside.
It is just out in the open of the clearing of the woods.
Understood.
You said you guys are taking up a defensive position?
Sure.
All right.
Let's
As
do
you
it.
do, you see
A challenge.
slowly
how fun.
crawling out of the woods small slug-like creatures with
Oh.
weird, almost like spiny sticks sticking out of their backs. I would like all of you to roll initiative.
Excellent.
Did you roll twice?
I
Have
have advantage on initiative rolls, so mine's the 25.
All right.
Nice.
Let me start.
I
doing
also
this
get
real
a
quick.
+5 on initiative with alert feat.
So that's 18.
Go ahead.
Nice.
Drag this over. And let's see. Go ahead and carry you guys over. That's there.
Turtle grandma face.
And I don't. For some reason, for some reason it deleted the one I had for this.
That's all right.
Actually, no. Hold on. I have it taken care of. Hold up. I got
Okay.
this. Delete that. And there he is. There's the man.
Beautiful. Victor Shank. I can't control that.
Yeah, I gotta set him up real quick.
How exciting! How exciting!
Alright, I got
Well, I think I should mention, Darius doesn't have wings right now.
Okay.
So you are controlled by.
But he does have like a shadow that casts out like
Ah,
that looks
I got
like
it.
he has wings.
You got it? Okay. I just gotta go ahead and add that to everyone.
Cool, cool.
That is Sai. That is Savvy. And that is Hilbert. Got it. You should be able to control your things now.
Doski doo.
Alright, so now I gotta roll initiative for everyone. And
That's
of course
fun
the
part of
thing
being
doesn't
a
have
DM.
it. Mm-hmm. Gotta love it.
Yep.
Adding,
This
adding
is-
literally everything.
Yeah, this is where I learned the beauty of pre-prep.
Yes.
Eventually, I said
I
screw it and just started rolling initiative for all my baddies before the session even started.
Oh, that's fair, actually.
Good tip to know in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Also, giving them all the sim initiative is also W.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Yeah, that's how I'm
Just
doing
do the group
this, is-
initiative. How
And that is-
exciting! How exciting!
We're off to a slow start, but we'll get there.
No,
All
it's
right,
okay.
so
It's
now
all
I
good,
gotta
man.
get everyone's initiative that I did.
Yeah, and Savannah's is
So
18,
you had
not
25.
13. Just happened?
Got Luke at a 10. We have-
And Caleb, don't forget that Savannah has the alert feat.
Yes. No, you guys made the perception check. There's no surprise or anything.
No,
You
no, no,
guys
no.
took it to
She gets a +5 to initiative.
Oh,
So I'm 18, not 13.
gotcha. And then we got to add Darius. Ooh, actually, I'm going to bump that up one. All right, let's get this started. All right. So, that will bring us to the top of the round, which is Jamie. You are first.
Jamie is going to waddle over to where who's nearest to her, and she's gonna whack him over side the head with her parasol.
All right.
Dang.
She's gonna do it twice. 11 both.
In the chat.
Daggum.
Aerosol. All right. Ooh, that is good.
That's max damage twice. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Gotta add their. Man, there's so much to keep track of. I gotta get their health together. But we'll get this. All right.
So each,
So we'll.
I would recommend putting the HP in the little bubbles above each token.
I got it. Okay. So let's see. It's here. All right. Got it. So, attack that one. That is 22. All right. And so you come out. Which version of the parasol are you using?
Just the normal umbrella.
So you see her come running up, take a wide swing with this seeming just normal parasol, and absolutely smash this crawler-like creature into the ground. It lets out a horrendous as it seems to trying to emanate any noise, but it seems to take a big hit from that. Is there anything else you're doing?
No, that's it for hers.
All right, that'll bring us to Sokea.
She's just gonna casually walk up to this one, take her staff, hold it up, and just slam it down on his head, like the bottom of it, not even the bludgeoning,
Oof.
the staff.
I just realized,
I don't know if that.
you didn't roll for an attack.
I didn't.
No, not you. Sally.
No, she did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh no, you did it.
28 and
I
17 to
What?
hit.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
there
keep
it
up
is.
with a lot of numbers. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. Yeah. So that hits and 10 bludgeoning, and on that one. Okay.
Also max damage.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right.
The dice are in our favor, guys.
Shush, 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 shush.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
Can I just do that again? Like she's just hitting it over and over. Like
Yeah, if
brings
you
it up.
Attack. Yeah. Unfortunately, that one will miss.
Darn.
Next time, what is
So,
happening?
you take a wide swing with your staff. You catch the crawler across what you think might be its head. It has an opening for a hole of a mouth that you hear the noise coming out of. As you hit it, it seems to lurch backwards in a screech from the reaction, and as it does, that second swipe you make seems to just graze past it. All right. Anything else?
Oh, I get 3 turns?
No, I'm. Is there anything else you can do?
No, I'm okay. I'm good.
So that'll bring us to Darius. It's your turn.
Okay. Darius points at the one that Jamie was attacking
Okay.
and casts Toll of the Dead.
Ooh.
Like he's got his finger guns out and like, ow. That one.
I love that.
All right. And are you simply casting it at cantrip level?
Yes.
At what? At 11th level. Okay. Sorry. I'm nowhere near familiar with spells, so it takes me a second, but we've got this.
So it's gonna succeed a wisdom saving throw, or it's gonna take 1d12 necrotic
see if
damage.
it makes it. What's your DC? 17? It just makes it.
No way.
It rolled a
Dang.
16 plus 1.
Ugh.
As you cast the spell and you hear these sinister sounding bells begin to chime, it seems to shrug it off. It seems to be more focused on whatever was hitting it physically.
I'll get him next time, darling. It's all right.
And to end my turn, I'm gonna move a little bit closer. Kind of hiding myself behind
Miss Shank.
Mr. Shank.
All right.
Oh dear, young Darius, I wouldn't count on that being solid cover for too much longer.
So that ends your turn.
Yes.
Now we move on to the crawler's turn. So, for the crawler, we're going to take the first one, which is the one standing in front of Jamie.
Uh-huh.
He is going to make tentacle attack against you.
It would be a 17 to hit.
Does a 19 hit?
Ah, it hits.
Yep. All right. That is going to be that is going to be 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then it is going to make a spit attack at Victus in its line of sight.
Alright.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. Ooh. It is going to take. We're going to take 22 poison damage.
Holy
Jeez.
crap. Are you...
Yeah. Spit attacks are no joke on this thing. Oh wait, hold on. Ooh. Actually, he's going to hit, but make a con save for me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Constitution save, that's only a 9.
Okay, so you're gonna take the full 22.
Was that a
Dadgum.
critical hit?
No,
Nope.
it was just a
Okay.
normal attack roll.
All right, that's going to end that crawler's turn. Next, we're gonna move to this crawler, which is gonna make his way up to Victus, and he is going to make a tentacle attack. 13 does not hit, does it?
No. As the tentacle
right.
attacks, I'm gonna knock it away with the staff.
All right, and he's gonna attempt to make another swipe with his other tentacle. 7 does not hit.
Nope. Bop bop.
All right. So that is going to end his turn. And move on to this one, which is going to make its way over to Sokea. He's going to make an tentacle attack at her. Is it 7 hit?
No.
You sure?
Am I sure?
I'll trust you. I'll trust you. Right, and he's gonna make another swipe attack. This is a 21 hit.
Yes.
So that hits. It's gonna roll. You're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage. All right. And that's going to end his turn, and that is going to send us to the next crawler, which is the one standing in front of you. He's going to make a tentacle swipe. Does a 10 hit.
That's who's better.
What? So what hit?
10 to hit.
Does a
Sorry.
10 hit.
No.
Okay. And he's going to make another one. And that's a natural 20.
Oh.
Boof.
Ah.
Mm.
Luckily, it's a
Oh.
tentacle swipe. It's not too bad.
That's a critical hit.
Is it?
Darius.
Critical
You're going
hits.
to take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the tentacle attacks are not what you have to worry about.
I've found that out.
That is going to end his turn, and that is going to move to this crawler, who is going to... yes?
You said that she only took 7.
Yes.
Okay, never mind then. That's fine.
Okay. This one is going to move down here and is going to attempt to make a spit attack against Darius.
Okay.
Does a 22 hit?
Oof.
Against the 10 armor class? Yep.
You have 10 AC?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. So make me a con save. That's gonna fail.
Okay.
Rip.
Oh no, you're gonna take 29 poison damage.
Was that a critical hit or no?
No, that was normal.
Oh.
Poison
okay.
spits do 5d8.
Holy
Said 20.
crap.
Yeah. It's not as often, but oh, they hurt when they do.
Okay.
All right. And that is going to end the crawlers, and that is going to bring us to Mr. Shank.
I didn't quite like that.
And he lifts up his cane, and he's going to, cross his arm across his chest, and then swing the cane. And as he does, there's a flash of light, and the cane reveals its true form as a massive, great-handled axe, double-bladed on the end. And he just spins it, and when he spins it, the blade cuts across his hand. And as the blood flies through the air, it ignites with ghostly blue flame. And the flame just spreads to the tip of his axe handles, and both of them just ignite in a blue fire. So I'm going to take 3 points of necrotic damage from that.
Okay.
But my right has activated, and I'm going to make my first attack against this guy.
Which one?
28, the one right in front of me.
All right. 28. That hits.
Alright. Alright, so I get to add the Rite of the Dawn. That is going to be a total of 18 points of damage from the first hit.
All right. You swipe into it and rip through the slimy slug-like flesh, and you can hear it retch out and as
So-
it doesn't seem to like the fire.
It is radiant damage, not fire.
Oh, radiant? Okay.
Yes.
Still, does not like it.
Alright. He's still alive?
Yes.
Have fun with that. And he is going to just walk away from it and go and attack the second one.
All right. No opportunity of attack?
It can.
Okay. It's going to take an attack of opportunity, and it's going to miss. It's going to attempt to swipe its tentacle at you, but as you walk away, it is still reeling from the wounds you've left, and it can't really get a lock on you.
Yeah, he's just going to walk away and walk up to this one.
Okay.
Which one? Yeah.
Sorry, you don't get to stay far away from me. And he's going to swing the axe down again.
Okay.
26 to hit.
That will hit.
It's going to be a total of 23 points of damage.
Oof. Yeah, it definitely feels that.
7 of that is radiant.
Got it. It lets out another.
Hearty little thing, aren't you?
And that's going to end my turn.
All right. That brings us to the top of the round. That'll be Jamie.
Okay. Jimmy's gonna see everyone getting kind of messed up, and she's gonna get a little bit angry, you know. I'm gonna use my bonus action to rage, and
Ooh, yes.
when she rages, you guys almost see her straighten a little bit, kind of crack her neck, look around, and she goes, "Why am I always so far away? Why does this keep happening? Where am I now?" And she looks at where she is. The thing in front of her, she puts her face in her hands, and she goes, "Fine," and she whips out. She does a fleeing motion with her umbrella. It opens, and saw blades appear.
Nice!
Yes.
And she starts carving into the creature in front of her.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have my rage. That's fine. My rage
That's
damage.
fine. That still hits.
All right, that's gonna be a +3 to that, so it's gonna be 9 damage.
9 damage. All right.
And then once more. And that's
19 is
adding
gonna
that-
hit.
Perfect. That's gonna be 15 damage.
All right.
Dang. All right.
Let's hold on. Let's see
I
here.
just need one of them to die.
Ooh, it's retching out, and you can see it's kind of got like a bluish white ooze begin to leak out of all these cuts and everything, and it's seeming to squirm a little bit more. It's not looking great.
Holy crap, these things are freaking damage
They're
sponges.
tanks, bro.
Wait, you thought this was gonna be an easy beast hunt?
Well, these consenting creatures.
Let's make it easier then.
That'll end my turn.
All right. Moving on, that'll bring us to Sokeya.
She's gonna pull out her dragon's essence blade, and it looks like a normal blade at first, but then suddenly bursts into an acid blade, an inky black blade, dripping with
nice.
caustic ooze.
Dang, that's cool.
And can she hit both of these at once since they're near her, or just one at a time?
Unless it has the ability to swipe, you'd only be attacked one at a time.
Okay, well then she'll attack the one next to her.
To the left.
Yes.
Ready?
Like that. And then do I also get the rally for this? Because I took damage.
Yes, you would. If you're
You-
attacking on the next turn after you've taken damage.
Doesn't your
So-
dragon essence blade do extra acid damage as well?
Yep.
So that is 5 slashing, and then what's the... Or is that now acid damage?
Mhm.
I can't remember. Is the dragon essence add that ability to it, or does it change the damage to it?
It adds the damage.
Well, no, it says the weapon's damage type changes. depending
Oh,
on the
shoot.
level.
Okay,
Never
so that'll
mind.
be 5 acid damage. Unfortunately, you swipe with it, and it takes the blunt of it, but it seems the acid just sort of coagulates into the slime around it. Doesn't seem to really react to it much.
Oh no.
Yes,
Alright.
I don't know if I can attack 2 more times, but I don't know if I can re-roll for a different sword. Probably not.
Yeah.
Oh, I can? Cool.
Yeah, if you want to pull out one of your other swords to use.
Alright. I'll just, since the acid's not working, she's gonna put it back in and take out her chickage. The last...
Chicago.
The Chikage.
Chikage, however you say it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm so happy seeing these weapons in use.
Swiping with that.
Nice.
I'm not
That will hit.
Oh, good.
Alright, and that's just the normal version?
Yes.
Okay.
That's normal.
Alright. It is definitely going to feel that.
And then I get to do it one more time because I get 3 attacks.
And you're still attacking the one to your left?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
That'll hit. Nice. Very nice. These things are definitely starting to feel the slashes inflicted on them. They're starting to squirm a whole lot more. That's gonna. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
All right. That's gonna send us to Darius.
All right.
Also, I think I saw your message. They have disadvantage on you.
Yes. So I have
Okay.
the cloak of displacement. And that's just the always kind of their function.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, Darius rolls up his sleeve, like the sleeve of his left arm, and on his arm is a tattoo of a skeletal hand, and it's making like a finger gun sign, and he points it at this guy,
Okay.
and he says, and he casts this one, guiding bolt.
Nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nice.
So that's a spell attack.
And it gets it's going to get a couple things. It's going to get a +3 spell casting ability modifier.
Let's. Ooh, this is gonna be good.
A +5 attack bonus, and oh wait, let's see, wrong one. This is a class feature. I get to add my wisdom modifier to the damage I do. Oh wait, no, that's a cantrip. Never mind. Yeah, it's just gonna get the +5 from.
So you gotta roll to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So for this, you're gonna roll a d20.
I need to make it
And then-
ranged.
Yeah.
And the total is going to be +9.
Yeah.
Where do I make a ranged? Let's see.
Input this command without the period in front.
Okay.
And that'll just roll the attack for you.
Yep. See if you hit or not.
D20.
That'll definitely hit.
Sheesh.
Hey, what damage are we looking at? Is it being cast at the first level or is it at higher?
Yes, it's being cast at the first level. It's going to take plus 4d6 radiant damage plus
Alright.
let's see, +5.
Alrighty.
And I believe there was a bonus action I was gonna do. Is it dead or?
You haven't rolled the damage.
Oh, I haven't? I need to roll the damage? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
4.
And then 5 to that.
Alright. 12 plus 5. Alrighty. It's gonna take the guiding bolt, and the burning flame of it is just going to envelop it, and it's going to squirm and start thrashing around. It's still alive, but it's
Are
not
you
looking
serious?
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that guy is.
great. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, can I drink the blood vial? Okay.
Yeah. So the blood vial has a little syringe, so basically you just jam it into any part of you, and instantly kind of injects itself, and you'll take the healing.
Okay, that's 8d4.
8d4 plus 8.
Oh, wrong one. Let's see. Plus 8. Okay. Oh,
That's not
that
right.
was
Oh,
That is
8. Oh, wait,
8d20.
that's 8d20. My bad, my bad. Nah,
There you
33. There we go.
go.
That puts me back to
Nice.
100.
That's a good roll.
bro, look at all those
Okay.
4s. Most of
That's
them
a
are
good
4s.
roll.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. I love that. Okay.
All right.
I feel much better now.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Alrighty. Moving on. This will bring us back to the crawlers. So, we're going to start with the one in front of Jamie. It's going to make a tentacle attack against her. Does a 12 hit?
That does not hit.
Does not hit. All right, and it's gonna make one more. Does a 10 hit?
Nope.
Alrighty. So that is going to end its turn. Moving on to the next one. We're going to just do this one. It is going to make a spit attack against Darius. Does a 12 hit? Oh, right. Just forgot. Well, disadvantage is still 12.
Yeah, that does hit, unfortunately.
All right. So it is going to make a spit attack. Go ahead and make me a Constitution save.
Constitution save.
Mm-hmm. That's going to succeed. So you are only going to take 12 points of poison damage.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
And it's going to move here between you two, and then it's going to try and make a tentacle attack against Jamie. It's 19 hit.
That sure does.
All right. So that is going to be 7 bludgeoning damage.
Thank you.
All right. That'll bring us to the one to the left of Sokia. It's going to make a tentacle attack against her. There's an 18 hit.
Yes.
All right. You're going to take 6 bludgeoning damage. And it's going to make another one. Does a 17 hit.
Yes.
All right. That's going to be another 6 bludgeoning damage.
For that, I'm gonna say it says disadvantage. I want to use my reaction to make it so it has disadvantage on that. It's something called Ancestral Protectors. Is
Alright.
the ability I have.
That'll bring it to a 10. It's a 10 hit.
No.
Okay. So that last 6 bludgeoning damage does not hit you.
And so do I use rally when they're attacking me, like right now, or when it's my turn?
When it's your turn. So basically, when it's not your turn, if you've been attacked, you can then come back to your turn and make an attack and regain. As long as the attack connects, you can regain half the hit points in temporary HP.
Okay.
So that is going to the one that is in front of you. Does a 12 hit?
That's you, Savannah.
Savannah.
No.
Okay. And second attack, that's a natural 20. It's 25 to hit.
Why?
All right. It's a tentacle attack, so it won't be too bad. It's going to be 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to move to the one that is now in front of Victus.
Good luck.
It's going to start moving back this way if you want to take an opportunity of attack on it.
I would like to do that.
All right.
Use my reaction to go ahead and hit it for 14.
All right.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit.
All right. It's going to take 18 points of damage. 7 of that is radiant.
18. You hit that, and it is practically thrashing, trying to get away from you. It is barely holding on to the pieces left of it. It is
Okay.
going to make a spit attack against you. Does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Okay. And let's see. It's then going to make another one.
Another one.
And a 7 that does not hit. It is really struggling. It practically can't even see where it's trying to spit at. Which then brings us to you, Mr. Shank.
I'm sick of these beasts. Absolutely sick and tired of you.
And he is going to grab the handle of his axe, and it is going to split in half. And he's going to pull the half on a previously unseen hinge to double the length of the hilt. And then, as soon as the hilt clicks into place, the blades at the end start spinning until it's a massive saw blade. that he's holding. Still flaming, by the way, with the blue fire. So he's going to walk up to here, raise the spinning, flaming blades above his head, and bring it down.
All right.
Natural 20.
Beautiful. That definitely hits.
Okay.
This is gonna be overkill.
Yeah, that, so that's going to be 17, 18, 19, 23 points of damage.
Yeah, you hit it and it just rips it to shreds.
He just
Pieces
leaves
of it
the blade
flying
there.
all over the place.
It just leaves the blade there, cutting into this thing.
It is pretty much being minced into the ground, and that is going to
You filthy creature.
kill that.
And then he's going to walk past Sokea.
Mm-hmm.
Evening, Sokea. He's going to attack again. Another natural 20.
Oh my word!
What in the world is happening?
Luke came prepared for this.
He's so... I mean, he's sick of these creatures. Okay, that's going to be 4 plus 19. So another 23 points of damage on this thing.
23 points of damage.
The saw blade just going, cutting into this thing.
It is being ripped to shreds until there is barely anything hanging off it as it's still wriggling.
Alright, in that
It is
case,
struggling.
as a bonus action, he is going to slam his hand onto the creature, and the blood within this creature is just going to start bubbling, and it swells up.
Mm-hmm.
So it now has disadvantage on strength checks and dexterity saves, dexterity checks, and if it tries to make more than one attack, it is going to take some necrotic damage.
All right.
And that is
That
going
is
to
going to...
end my turn.
Beautiful.
He just
These
looks
things-
up.
these-
It's okay, if you could take care of that one, the one on the other side.
Yes, of course. Thank you for taking care of the other pests.
Oh, it's still wriggling, he says, holding it down.
Not for long.
All right. That is going to bring us to the top of the round. That is going to be Jamie.
All right. Jamie's gonna continue hacking at the thing in front of her. She'll turn to Darius and
This
say,
one?
"Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you'll really have to explain to me what's happened once we get out of this." And she's gonna take her chainsaw to it again.
All right.
Does a
That's
23
hits.
hit. All right.
It's...
Perfect. This gonna be 12 damage, and does a 25 hit?
Oh, the first one, you slice into it, and it just chops straight through the middle as the two pieces left of it now start wriggling separately before they
Oh.
slowly come to a still.
Oh, perfect. Then she's gonna spin around and start attacking the other one with that 25.
All right. And that is going to
17.
hit 17. You slice into it and you catch it across the side as it seems to cut open its side, and it is now thrashing wildly, barely able to keep a sense of itself.
That hurts, and she'll end her turn.
That's going to bring us to Sokea.
Let's try this again. Let's try. 5. She takes out the essence blade, and it turns into an ice blade, a white frosty blade of crystalline ice. And she's gonna attack the one above her.
Okay.
Oh wait, that was the wrong one. Clicked the wrong thing. My bad. That's right.
All right. Which one was it? Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that definitely hits, and that's 6 slashing ice damage. All right. Going to take that, and it's going to again retch from the ice cold feeling, just still thrashing, but still vicious.
I'm gonna do that 2 more times.
All right.
Oof.
More. All right. The 15 hits. The natural one will not hit, so that is 9 slashing damage. Again, it's going to take it. It's not feeling too great. And the other one is going to miss. You attempt to swing at it for a third time, but is now thrashing around from the cold so much that it's hard to get another hit on it.
Then that ends my turn.
All right, that's going to bring us to Darius.
Let's put this little bugger in the grave, shall we? He's going to cast He's gonna cast Toll of the Grave, or Toll of the Dead, sorry. And he's gonna cast that. Yeah, let's see. The target must succeed a Wisdom throw. And we're also gonna play with that. So.
Excuse me.
Dadgum.
Okay. So
Okay.
Your
You're going to cast
cantrips
Toll of
are
Dead, it needs to make-
brutal.
it needs to make
They
a
are.
wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to fail.
All right.
And
It's gonna take 1d12 necrotic
3d12. You're level 11. It takes 3d12.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Plus
does.
your
And-
wisdom, plus a 1d8.
And you can add the numbers to see what it is, but I will tell you now, with 3d12, even the minimum rolls, that will kill it.
I wanna add up the numbers.
Let's
Just
see
give
it.
me
I
a
want to
minute.
see how much
Ignore
you've
that.
reserved.
Let's see.
We're level 11.
3.
Yeah, we're level 11. What level are
D12
you?
You
plus-
didn't know that?
My wisdom is a 5. Plus 1d8. Let's see.
I want to know this damage.
I do too.
Keep in mind, everybody,
Plus-
this is from a cantrip.
1d8. So it's gonna
Mhm.
be
So that's
22.
You did almost as much damage with a cantrip with an average roll
Yeah.
that I did with a critical hit.
Oh man.
That's insane.
Yeah,
We're
you're
level
going to
11.
hit that thing, and the sound of bells just seem to emanate out of nowhere, as it just begins to slowly wither and crumble into this almost ashen-like dust as it begins to just slowly turn into a pile of ash.
Darius leans over
Rotting
and says, "Don't worry. I hear the afterlife has great reviews."
All right. Anything else for your turn?
He's going to move. Yeah, he's gonna move up here.
All
Why
right.
not? Let's get in the action.
Moves up to the crawler that is now wriggling, barely hanging on, and bloated beyond belief. Anything else for your turn, or is it just the movement?
That's just it.
All right. So that is going to move to this crawler, who is now surrounded by 3 creatures. It is looking rough. It is struggling and thrashing, and it's going to attempt to swipe at anything it can around it. So it's first going to make a swipe against Victus. And does a 14 hit?
Does not.
All right. And then it's going to make another swipe attack, and it's going to try and hit Sakia. Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
23 hits. All right. It's going to do 5 bludgeoning damage. Wait. Oh, I forgot. Luke, it made more than one attack.
Yeah, it did. So it's going
So
to take...
actually, remove what you took, because as it
6
tries to
points
make
of
that
damage.
secondary swipe at you, it's going to, the bloatedness of it is just going to overwhelm it, and it's just going to burst in a pile of gooey slime. Just, and
Greedy
that
little
is going
bugger.
to do that one in.
Greedy
All right.
little bugger.
That is going to move us to the one in front of you, who is going to make a spit attack against Darius. Does a 19 hit?
Is that with disadvantage?
I forgot. That now 15. Does a 15 hit?
15 does hit, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make a con save. That absolutely succeeds. You're only going to take 10 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And it is then going to try and make... It is going to move here and try and make a swipe against Victus. Does a 16 hit?
It does not. Just barely misses.
All right. It's going to miss, and that is going to end its turn, and that brings us to Victus.
Silly little beastie.
He's going to rear his spinning saw back, and it is going to spin faster and faster and faster until his arms are shaking from trying to hold it, and sparks are flying off. Blue flame is flying around him almost in a spiral, and he's going to use Unyielding Pain.
Yes.
Slashes down on this creature. 25
hits.
to hit. Alright. And that is going to be an extra 2, so I get another d6. For another
That's
6.
6.
So that's going to be 25 plus 31 points of damage from the Unyielding Pain just cutting into this thing.
Just absolutely rips into it. It begins thrashing and squelching and screaming as pieces
Die,
of it are just
beastie,
flying
die.
everywhere. You guys are getting absolutely covered in chunks of whatever this slime-like creature is, as there is practically nothing left as Victus maniacally laughs, grinding it into the ground.
The blue flames from the saw are reflecting off of his glasses as he stands tall. And snaps the handle in half, folds it back, stopping the spinning of the axe.
And that is going to take care of all the creatures.
So who are you? You're not Madam Jamie, are you?
I am. I'm Madam Jamie. I actually only have a few seconds to tell you this, but when I get back to what I am, I won't remember anything. I need you to tell me that I need to find my family, please. And as she's saying this, you see her eyes cloud over once again as the sweet old lady returns. Oh, what happened to the monsters? Oh no, they're dead. Oh, good job, everyone. Oh.
Thank you. Madam Jamie, a friend of mine told me that you need to find your family.
Oh, that's where I'm going right now. I'm actually on my way back home. Where are we?
I don't
I'm afraid
know.
I've seen cases of these, of this sort.
He, Mr. Shank is going to look down at his arm and see the green spiral of poison coursing through his veins.
That didn't feel great. Could have been a little.
He seems to be a little out of it.
Oh, are you okay, dear?
It's
Are you
alright.
alright?
I'm just a little. It did more damage than I thought it would.
Do you need one of my healing things?
No, I have my own.
He's
Alright, dear.
He's gonna go ahead and pop that blood vessel.
Blood vial? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Or let's do
31 points of healing.
Nice.
Sheesh, goodness.
Blood vials are good, man.
You could start an exterminator business
Me?
with how you took care of these bugs.
Well, that's kind of my job already. Like I said, I was on vacation for a little bit, so I thought I was going to be a bit rusty at it, but seems everything went all right. Shall we continue on?
Yes, I believe so.
Right. Are you heading back down the way you came?
Gonna take one last look around.
Okay.
Just make sure we didn't miss anything. Make sure there's no more of the creatures around.
Alright. I'll say you don't even have to roll for it. You look around. Doesn't seem to be anything left. The shrine is still there, same as it was. Nothing super particular about it. With the creatures eviscerated and lying pieced around the whole area, it seems that all quietness has returned to the fishing hamlet.
All right. So I have an ability called Grim Psychometry. I have a supernatural talent for discerning the secrets surrounding mysterious relics or places touched by evil. So I can make a history check to recall information about an object I'm touching or my current location, and I have advantage on it. And a
All right.
suitably high roll might cause my character to experience brief visions of the past.
Alrighty.
So
Go
I
ahead.
just want to touch the shrine and use Grim Psychometry.
See the roll.
12.
Well, as you touch the shrine, the air of spiritualness around it seems to slowly flow into your hand and up through you, and you begin to feel more and more the presence of what lies through it. And as you do, you feel all these unanswered prayers that were sent to it. All that feeling. You notice that it seems that you're hearing voices, hearing whispers, and it seems to be asking for salvation. It seems to be asking for deliverance. It seems to be asking for protection against something. It appears that everyone in this fishing hamlet who prayed to this was asking whoever this sea goddess was to save them from something. But in the end, you hear the whispers slowly fade out as there was none left to offer a prayer up to it. The fishing hamlet fell into silence as it is now.
Well, that was depressing. I feel like I need to go kill another beast in order to wipe that from my mind. Alright.
Shall we move on?
I'm down. Where are we going now? Where are we going
Pull
home?
out the map.
Right. As you can see, you're currently in the fishing hamlet. The next location from the fishing hamlet will take you to Grimreach, which is the large town.
Grimreach it is.
Did you begin making your way there?
Yeah.
All right. As you begin walking through remnants of the fishing hamlet, all is still quiet through what you've been able to sense and keeping your eyes and ears about you due to your recent encounter. You're on guard, but it seems that all is quiet here. You see what seems to be a few rotted corpses lying around from whatever remains of the villagers, and a few of these crawling creatures that you killed yourself are laying about, scattered in pieces, slain. You see that the group that came here before you seem to take a good chunk of them out. You continue making your way through the hamlet, and slowly you reach the edge of it, reaching a small set of woods that has a fairly open trail leading through it that you see on the map would take you straight into Grimreach.
Off we go.
If you go.
Were there any humanoid creatures in the hamlet as we passed through? Like any corpses?
Mm-mm. Like I said, you saw rotting corpses around, but
Oh.
most of them are so decayed and washed away with the constant rain. They're nothing more than just skeletons with torn rags on them.
Gotcha.
All right. As you make your way through the woods, it's a relatively short walk before you reach a more open path. The trees beginning to subside as you see a large gate and wall coming up along your path. As you get closer, you notice the gate is wide open and the metal doors on it are practically hanging on barely by a hinge. They've rusted and are pretty much falling off. You decide to enter Grimreach.
Mhm.
All right.
Onward.
Well, Jimmy goes up and knocks on it.
Madam Jimmy, it's open.
Hello.
You just hear the metal gong out like you're hitting a piece of sheet metal.
It doesn't look like anyone's home.
It doesn't. Well, if they are, they now know we're here.
Oh, good. I don't want to be uninvited.
Maybe they went out to find some other snacks.
Maybe.
All right. As you enter Grimreach, I'll go ahead and tell you. Grimreach is a town steeped in darkness and despair, now little more than a decaying ruin. The once thriving community has been overtaken by the horrors unleashed by something unknown, leaving its streets filled with the stench of death and charred remains. The oppressive atmosphere bears down on all who enter, a constant reminder of this town's seemingly tragic fate. If you want, as you guys step into Grimreach, you guys can go ahead and make me a perception check to see what you see. Okay. I'm going to say. Alright. So, as you begin walking the streets of this town, it's seemingly very empty. You're seeing many slain corpses of beast-like creatures, wolf-like creatures, large size, almost humanoid, lying scattered around. You find a few piles slowly burning of corpses. It seems that the first team seemed to make a great impact here. You notice in a few sections, as the town has multiple walking levels, as there are some lower streets and higher streets, you seem to notice and hear noises of dragging metal and of occasional grunts and beast-like noises around you, but nothing close to you or within visual range. As you keep going, you notice a few of the buildings nearby. There's many actually cathedrals in this area, large towering steeples within the view of the town. You notice that there are also old houses and seemingly businesses that have seemed to have been raided or ruined or run down. It seems like there's nothing left to be kept out of this town. Savannah, considering you do have advantage and you are keenly perceptive of noises, especially with your tremor, you sense that there is a bit of a disturbance a few streets away. It's like a walking. You can hear the faint steps across the cobblestone, but it doesn't sound like anything. How do I put this? It sounds like normal footsteps, not something you'd hear from a creature or something, someone carrying themselves normally. That's about it.
I think someone might be out there. Doesn't
It's
sound like a thing, like a person.
unfortunately we can't use that as a source of relief. Many people lose their minds out here. Just because it doesn't sound like a beast doesn't mean they won't attack us like one.
True. Well, would you like
What
to go
condition?
What do you mean condition?
What condition would you say the bodies are in?
Oh.
Like these decomposing bodies. Sorry.
The decomposing bodies?
Yeah.
Let's see. Give me 1 second. I have some pictures, I think. Oh, I thought it did. Most of what you're seeing along the ground is, wolf and beast-like creatures. They're not rotted away. They seem more fresh, but they are heavily injured and basically burning.
Okay.
Let me add a few images of just kind of the creatures that you're seeing.
Okay. Cool.
So, what would you like to do?
I'd like to investigate a little bit, maybe make a couple of tracking checks to make sure everything is actually dead. We want to clear
Yeah.
this place
Yeah.
out.
Can I use my Eyes of the Grave as an action?
Ooh. What is that? I haven't heard of that one actually.
Okay.
Till the end of my-
Let me check. I don't know if if that would sense or not. Let me take a look. From what I can tell in this area, it doesn't seem that it's going to be, you're not going to be sensing it.
Okay.
Seemingly everything here is either alive or it is dead. There's nothing that
Okay.
seems to have been brought back. Anyone else making an investigation or looking for anything particular?
I'd like
No,
to.
cool.
I just want to look
Good.
for living things, see if anything
Okay.
is. Because I mean, our mission is to clear out beasts, correct?
Right. Yes. Of course, you are the cleanup.
Mm-hmm. So-
But it seems that the first group has taken care of most of it. As you can see, fresh corpses laying around. But if you'd like to, there are a few. You can hear slight grunts and moans from lower streets, lower city levels, kind of more dilapidated parts of towns that no one would usually cross through. But you do hear movements and occasional beast-like noises coming from it. If you would like to head that direction.
The lower streets. Would I know if those streets are connected at all?
They are. Every street is connected, but it's very interworking through alleyways and stairs. It's almost, the city is big and expansive, but it's almost like a maze trying to navigate. But you can tell by following through alleyways, and I'd say probably making a investigation check. You'd be able to find a relatively quick path if that's where you want to go.
Is that the same direction that I heard the person, or is that an opposite direction?
No. If you were to take the lower streets where you might find some beasts, those would be kind of off to the left, maybe. Where you heard footsteps seems to be going more straightforward through the town.
Should we go and say hi to our friends, or should we exterminate a few beasts?
Well, we could pick up a helper, or we could put them out of their misery if they've gone mad, so...
True enough. Let's go say hi.
I agree.
Alrighty. So you're making your way forwards?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright. As you begin walking through the streets and slowly making your way through alleyways, progressing through the town, Savvy, you are hearing these footsteps more, and you can tell that probably down the next alleyway you'll run into the street where they are.
Turn here.
Alright. As you do, you see walking down the street a familiar face. It is Yarnell.
Ah,
Oh,
There's that fellow.
Yarnell, raise your right hand if you still have your right mind.
He turns his head slightly as his back was facing you, and he switches his staff from his right hand to his left and holds it up towards you. And good to see you too.
All right.
He turns around and takes a few steps towards you. Ah, you seem to have caught up rather quickly.
Yes, where are the others?
Oh, they've scattered around the town, kind of. It's a large area to try and take care of, although a few of them I haven't seen in a while. They seem to have gone on and done their own thing, but so far, we haven't run into any big issues. Mostly just beasts littering the town. Half of them take care of themselves. Most of them
Indeed,
don't even
indeed.
know what they are or who they're hunting.
Well, would you like some assistance in cleaning this area out, or?
Oh, I believe this area is mostly cleaned out. I'm doing rather well on my own. Although I would recommend maybe going to check on Devlor. I took a route that seemed to lead towards the insane asylum, and I do worry that he may be in over his head for one single person.
Understood. Suppose we'll
He's a
go
big man, but there are a lot of beasts, especially around a place like that.
Yes, indeed. All right. Mr. Shank
Yeah.
kind of turns towards everybody else. Any problem with that?
no, not at all. We must go help them.
Well then.
Yep.
Let us be on
Let's
our
go
way.
find some insanity.
Do stay safe out there. I'm going to continue on and hopefully find the continuation to the woods. I
Yes.
hope to catch up with you soon.
You as well, Yarnell. Stay safe out there.
And to you. And he begins to continue walking through the streets. And it almost seems that at a certain distance, once he starts becoming a little bit farther down the road, he almost seems to not disappear, but almost slink towards the darkness of it, being hard to make out at a distance. Right. So, you're going to try and make your way towards the insane asylum?
Jamie is already waddling that way.
All right. You start making your way there, looking for any signs or signatures, and soon enough, you find enough that leads you towards the direction. You start taking a few paths and stairways until you reach a secluded building of the town area. As you head towards, you can see that the building is run down. It is practically the whole roof is gone. The whole thing is crumbling in. It seems that even before this town went to ruins, it was falling apart before then.
Nice to know
The
everybody
doors are
cares
broken
about
off.
Nice to know so many people care about the mentally insane.
Right.
As the
What?
doors are kind of broken off, the building seems rather open to invitation, seemingly desolate.
Do we want to go in?
Well,
as
I'll
well
go
go
first,
here.
I suppose.
You guys stepping in?
Yep.
All right. As you step into the asylum, you notice that most of the upper floors and again the roof have either been caved in or are just non-existent. They have rotted away, and not much remains aside from a few standing walls and the base floor that you stand on. You look around and see there are quite a few beasts seemingly wrapped in cloths and bandages,
Ooh.
presumably patients that have been slain and are laying around.
Or are they alive?
No, they are slain, but
Oh.
you can tell that it is a fresh kill, very fresh.
Oh.
You guys go ahead and make me a perception check.
Sure can.
Yeah. So, as you look around, you notice that seems to be a trail of carnage leading towards one of the doors that lead outside the same asylum, seemingly to the back, to a back open area of it. However, Savannah, with your hearing, you seem to notice something. There's almost a noise coming from behind there, almost like a melody. And it's seeming to come from that direction.
Is somebody playing an instrument? That's interesting. Oh, it's a music box.
What would you like to
Who
do?
wants to walk towards the creepy music box?
Apparently, Devlor.
If you insist.
You making
go
your way
with you.
towards the door?
We should go make sure he's
might as well.
alright.
Darius
Alright.
actually kind of lingers around the dead bodies. He's kind of like, looking them over. I'd like to investigate like their cause of death. If that's okay.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check. It'll be
Okay.
Ooh, nice. So as you look around, you see that most of these beast-like patients have been slaughtered through what looks like a saw-like instrument. And looking at the types of cuts and wounds, you seem to remember from what you saw of Devlor, he was carrying two large saw-like cleavers. So this definitely seems like his work, if that was the instrument to be used.
Ah.
But as you look closer, you seem to see it's more of a reckless hacking and slashing. Nothing more, formal or precise. Mostly just large, heavy swings cutting deep into these creatures.
Oh, these are creatures. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. If you look at the pictures I sent of the creatures, the
Oh,
last
yeah.
one is more likely
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. Sorry. I assumed like they were people when we were in the
Oh,
asylum.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no problem. No problem.
Even still, like the body that he's investigating, Darius cast the cantrip Decompose.
Ooh.
And so
Excellent course to answer.
just on the body that he's kind of investigating, it's kind of just a
Okay.
formal
So
goodbye.
as you do, the fur of it seems to slowly flake off as the skin begins to slowly shrivel and crumble, and the bones almost seem to turn to a dust as it slowly begins to melt and crumble into a small pile of just thick remnants, almost kind of like dirt at this point, the same consistency. As the roof is opening, the rain is still letting in slowly, and it is slowly moistening the dirt and turning it into mud at this point.
I love the flavor your character has. Sorry. Great.
Now Darius is gonna follow after, really
right.
solemnly.
Well,
All right.
let's hope Devi hasn't succumbed to the insanity of this place.
All right. So you make your way to the door.
Mhm.
As you step out, you come to a small balcony overlooking a grave, a large gravesite. You step out,
Whoa. I feel quite
and
at home
there's
here.
a stairwell down to the left, as you can see deadened trees and scattered gravestones across a very expanse and open plot of land. And you see a relatively medium-sized statue in the middle of what seems to be a priest holding a book. Very common-looking statue. But as you step out here, you now can all hear the music seems to be coming from the other side of the statue, something that you can't see from where you are standing. So, like I said, there is a set of stairs that go down to the left of the balcony that lead deeper down into the graveyard.
Going to go
What would
check
you like
that
to do?
sound.
Oh yeah, Darius is picking up his the solemnness is kind of fading as he's like feeling much more at home around the tombstones.
All right.
As he
so you make your
feels,
way.
as he begins to
okay.
feel more at home, Mr. Shank is starting to feel more on edge.
I swear, if we see a ghost out here, I'm cutting it in half.
Can you cut ghosts in half?
Yes, I can, with that blue flame of mine. It's part of my job.
Handy.
I kill them before and after death.
Well, that's wonderful because I only deal with the dead, not the undead.
Let's hope we won't have to deal with much of either.
I wonder what happens to them when they're double dead.
What a curious thought.
Good question.
And he's going to walk around the statue.
All right. So you've made your way down. As you come down the stairs and make your way around the side of the statue, you notice there's Devlor sitting down, back up to the statue, clutching his stomach and holding. Actually, no, not holding, but there's a small music box lying next to him. And you can hear that is where the music has been coming from as he sits there rapidly breathing.
Devlor,
Oh, no. Stay back. No. Please. I don't want to.
Is he about to turn?
You're not sure. It seems more of a fear. He's seemingly scared of something.
Mr. Shank points to the music box.
is that yours, Devlor?
Yes, it is mine. Help me to stay calm. This gift from Doctor.
Ah, I see.
But
It's a lovely song.
is
Is there something out there?
No, there's something here. As he points towards his self.
Are you alright?
Is the music box a wind-up box?
It is.
I'm winding it back up as soon as I can.
Okay. you go ahead and do, and there's a moment where it kind of, you hear the click, as it winds back up and begins to play from the top. Thank you, but it won't stop. You can't get a good read on his face because if you refer to the picture, he is wearing a hood.
Yeah.
Devlo.
But you can tell that his hands are shaking, and even though he's holding his stomach, you realize there's no injury or anything. It's seemingly something has a grip on him.
David, tell us what's wrong.
Everyone, it's possible that our friend Devlor here may be lost to something.
What do
Devlor.
you mean?
Scared is no good. We not make this. We not do it. But it get us. At this point, you can tell that he is having a hard time concentrating on anything or what he's saying. It's seemingly he's lost in himself, fighting something.
Okay. Do I know anything about this? About what's going on?
Go ahead and make me an investigation check with advantage.
Investigation?
Yes.
Okay. 19.
19. Knowing the experience you've had being a hunter and the effect it can have on people's mentality, especially if they're not ready, Devlor does not seem the kind of person who would easily succumb to some kind of distaste or regret or anything for what he does. He seems to have no problem killing. So it's not something bothering him of that. But it seems that there's something in him that he is fighting, something that he is absolutely terrified of. And it's seeming that the more this goes on, the less of a grip he's having on whatever it is.
Okay.
Perhaps winding up the box was the wrong thing to do. I know of a spell that could silence it.
No.
No.
I believe this music box is the only reason our friend Devlor here hasn't lost himself.
Well,
Devlor kind of takes an arm and kind of waves at you guys almost like a dismissive manner. Please, just leave Devlor.
Devlor.
Not safe.
No.
What
Oh,
should
then
we
what-
be concerned from, Devlor? Something out there? Or something right here?
It's in us. It's given to us. It's around us. And at that he hunches over and he is seemingly gripping at his stomach. Something in him is absolutely tearing at his insides.
Everyone, back away.
As you
Jamie
step back,
suggested, but should we kill him before he kills us?
as you take a step back, Devlor begins to shake and absolutely his body is practically convulsing as you hear snap of audible snap of what sounds like bone, and then another crack as you see his body begin to morph and shift. His back hunches over even more, almost elongated, his arms becoming thicker, fur beginning to grow from every point of his body, growing bigger and bigger in size, the clothes being shredded as he now stands, bones snapping, limbs extending, visceral, absolute transformation as
I'm
he
going
now
to
stands.
try something.
Hold
Can
on.
I? Okay, go ahead.
Is it what is it you're trying? Be sure.
I want to cause this transformation to go wrong.
How so?
I would like to curse his blood with the curse of the bloated. Mid-transformation.
Show me what that does.
So, my class gimmick is control over blood.
Mhm.
My own blood has been transformed via ritual to be a conduit for powers beyond just myself. And I can place a curse upon creatures that have blood.
Okay.
So, as a bonus action, you curse a creature that you can see within 30 feet of you, causing its body to swell until the end of your next turn. I'm hoping that if I cause this curse while his blood is being corrupted and cause him to bloat mid-transformation, that something will go wrong.
Alright.
If you need me to make some kind of check to see how accurately I can control this curse,
This is an interesting one.
it's up to you, man.
He was mid-transformation when you were doing this, but I will say, you attempt to try and curse him, and you can feel a grip on the blood that rides within him. Are you trying to go for his blood or what seems to be cursing him itself?
I would like to... Yeah, counter curse. I'll curse his blood.
His blood, not the curse that's cursing him?
Correct. Double up.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem there's any of his own blood left. It seems that there's nothing but curse left within him. I will say that he is going to be bloated by this, as you
Okay.
do have a grip on what blood is in his body. But whatever curse has overtaken him is very hard to curse itself. I would like
Alright.
you all to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Definitely.
And this
Oh.
is what you are now staring at.
Oh my gosh. Oh, poor guy, bro. No.
Except bloated. Nice.
I'm sorry. What did
Oh
I
my
miss?
gosh, Luke.
Yeah, well,
It happens.
I didn't think mine could be any worse.
it can be exactly one worse. Oh no!
Oh my,
Oh my.
goodness.
Wait, you do have advantage, or you do have what is it?
Mhm.
An alert.
Yeah, +5.
That's a
have
plus
advantage.
5. Okay, so that's a 7.
I have
However,
25.
fortunately, Luke has 1.
No,
We're
Alright.
so distraught over this transformation.
and Jamie's apparently like, oh.
I'm not distraught at all. I just tried to do something and it lagged me.
Yeah.
That's my justification.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest. I might have been able to do something with it, but he was mid-transformation when you went to do it. There was, at that point, no turning back. Let me make a roll real quick. And he has what? Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. So, going to drag you to the screen.
Does he have his cleaver thing as well?
No, the cleavers have been
Okay.
dropped. They are small in comparison. He is a large monstrosity.
Oh boy.
Go ahead and move your characters to screen. And you can place yourselves wherever you feel you would be placed during this.
I imagine I've lost control over my thing.
Have you? Oh no.
I also do not have. Oh wait, I'm stupid.
I have to do
I-
this every time. Why is it
I'll
doing
just-
this?
Because you
It's
need
okay, I
to
can do
assign
it.
you need to assign it to a character.
Gotcha.
Alright, got it. I imagine myself over here.
Okay.
I was standing right next to the poor little guy because she was basically holding on to him, trying to figure out what was wrong.
I also
Well-
can't move myself.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Victus did say
Got
to
you.
back away from
All right,
him.
see if that
Yeah,
works.
I was mid sentence of gonna say she looks at you with innocent eyes, trying to figure out why.
Alrighty. So we have our initiative.
Yes, we have our very good initiative.
Extremely good.
Amazing initiative.
Couldn't be any better.
So let us begin.
Oh crap! I'm scared. My stomach just dropped.
Alright, I believe I might have Jamie up first if I have my initiative right. Yes. Jamie, you have
All right.
first initiative.
Oh boy.
She'll look at him as she transforms, and she's a little confused, but you see her start like wringing her hands together. She says, "No, he's too young. He's too young." And I'm gonna go ahead and rage. So.
Okay.
And she sees that clarity snap back to her. She is going to pull out once again her chainsaw blade and start hacking away at him. No,
All
dear,
right.
no, we'll put you out of your misery.
Go ahead and make an attack against him.
Alright. That's a 20 and 24. Did those
Alright.
hit?
Those both hit.
Okay. That is going to be 9 and 18 damage.
9 and 18.
Mhm.
Okay.
And from here on out, he has disadvantage until my next turn. He has disadvantage on anyone besides me.
Okay. Alright, and anything else for your turn?
Nope, that'll be it.
Alright, that'll bring us to Devlor's turn. As he finally has reached the height of his transformation, he's going to let out an ear-piercing screech. And turn to you, Jamie. Alright. Going to make a claw attack. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Does not hit.
No.
Alright.
I'm so nervous, I don't know why.
Alright. And. Ooh. He's going to attempt to crush you. So I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Here you go. I also have advantage on this. So,
Nice.
That succeeds, absolutely. So he's going to try and crush you, but as you have raged and you are now in your heightened sense, you are at the top of your game, and you quickly roll out from under his crush. Alright. And that is going to end his turn. That is going to bring this to Sokea.
Okay. With my first action, I'm going to use the Staff of Defense to cast Shield on myself.
Okay.
So that's a protective. I'll get 5+ on my AC. And then second, I'm going to take out the Draconic Essence. It's a 7. So it turns into a Lightning Blade, a blade of pure crackling energy.
Interesting.
Uh,
Okay.
And I'm going to attack him with it. I get 2 times.
Okay. So let's
I
see.
can probably hit him.
You're not rolling with advantage, are you?
I don't think so.
Okay, so then the second one will hit. Alright. It's gonna be 12 slashing, but you're hitting with lightning.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, it almost seems that the lightning doesn't affect him as much. Seeming as thick as his fur is, it almost seems to absorb it like a static electricity.
I always get the wrong one first time.
Alright.
Well, that ends my turn.
It's knowledge.
Alright.
That
That is going to...
Can I shout something as this happens?
Sure.
Electricity won't help you against this kind of beast. You have to use fire.
Man. All right. After this, he's going to spend a legendary action to make a swipe attack at Victus. He's going to move this way.
There's
He's going to
disadvantage.
attempt to.
Yep, he has disadvantage on it.
Hey. Lowest roll was a 19.
That's still a hit.
All right.
You have resistance on it.
Cool.
He has disadvantage and you have resistance.
Awesome.
Okay.
Freaking
So
love
you are
Spirit
going
Guardian.
to take 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna reuse my reaction to reduce that by 3d6.
So nothing.
Well, roll the 3d6. Yeah.
Let's see it. Yeah. That
Let's
does.
go.
Nice.
That's
all right.
insane.
That'll bring us to
insane.
Darius's turn.
All right. I'd like to summon some spirit guardians.
Ayo,
Spirit
We're only gonna
Guardians.
cast this at a 3rd level spell,
Ooh.
so as I cast this, they are going to appear in an angelic kind of spectral form, and I'm going to designate Mr. Shank, Sakea, and Jamie and I to be unaffected by these creatures. And when the creature enters the area for the first time, or on a turn, or starts its turn there, let's see. Must make a wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Okay.
On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage.
Okay.
On a successful save, it's going to take half as much damage.
Gotcha. All right. So that'll
And
come into
it's-
effect when it comes back to its turn.
Yes.
At the start of its turn. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's see
All right.
if there's anything I can do on my...
Unless you want to count when a creature enters the area for the first time in a turn as right now.
I would like to count it as right now.
Well, I'm asking the DM.
Oh.
Say it
Yeah.
again.
So the spell says, when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, not their turn. So
Gotcha.
it could mean that
Tec-
right now.
Technically, I don't think he technically entered the area. He was standing in a position before she cast it. He hasn't moved from that position.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm also going to cast Sanctuary on Mr. Shank,
Ooh. Okay.
since that doesn't require concentration.
But it does require. You know what? It's fine.
Just-
Technically, you're not allowed to cast 2 spells in one turn unless one is a cantrip.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't count that one. That'll be the end of my turn then.
As much as I would love
Oh
the
my.
sanctuary.
You're fine.
Hold on. I have to go back a little bit. 1 second. What did I even use it with? Oh my. So. Sorry
it's-
about this.
if it's
I have
too
to do a
far
little bit of
back,
ma-
If it's too far
No,
back,
it's
don't
not. I
worry
just
about
have
it.
to roll the dice.
Oh, okay.
That is going to be 35, Sai,
Okay, thanks.
and you are knocked prone.
Oh, thanks. Great. What kind of damage was it? That's important.
That was bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning, I have resistance to that. So you're
Nice.
Nice. All right. So, does that end your turn, Darius?
Yes, it does.
Okay. That is going to use its second legendary action to. Let's see. It's going to attempt to make a swipe at. Actually, no. It is going to make a leap. It is going to leap over here. Victus, you would get an attack of opportunity if you wish to take that.
Of course I would.
Okay.
Natural 1.
That will miss.
bruh.
Before you can even react, he's already abound in the air and coming down hard next to Darius and Jamie. Being as you are in 5 feet, you must make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, poop.
Whew.
Those both fail. You will both take. Ooh, oh no, that's max damage. That's gonna be 12 bludgeoning damage,
Oh.
and you are both knocked prone. You were already knocked prone, Jamie, but now you are
Yeah.
knocked prone. But I will say, because it made a leap and entered your area again, temporarily jumping in the air, the Spirit Guardians will take effect, as that
Okay.
is re-entering it. So he has to make a Wisdom save against a 17.
Yes.
Okay. He has a.
Actually, it's gonna be,
18, right?
yes, it would be an 18.
He rolled a natural 17 plus 1.
Dang it.
So he takes half. So go ahead and roll the damage, and he'll take half.
Okay, let's see. It takes. Where is my dice? 3. Ah! No. D8.
Okay.
So 6.
So 13 radiant.
Yeah, 6. It'll take 6.
Oh yeah, right. All right. That is going to move us to Victus. It is now your turn.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, bonus action, we're going to go ahead and, Victus will go ahead and, as he's walking, his cane, once again the illusion fades, revealing the axe, and he is going to go ahead and bring the axe down on his hand again, and as the blood comes from his hand and coats the head of the axe, there's a spark and another spark before the whole thing just catches on fire. And I'm going to say that the flames that burn from this are an unnatural red color, activating rites
Nice.
of the flame. Going to
Nice.
take 2 damage from activating it. So, and yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I want to get right here, so
Okay.
I am directly across from one of my allies. Or,
Okay.
no, 25, 30. Right here, so I'm directly across from one of my allies,
Gotcha.
which will grant me flanking.
That works.
So I will have advantage on these attacks.
Indeed, you.
Alright. So, first Flesh Reaver Axe attack. Oh, sorry, let me roll one more time and then toggle advantage. So 22 to hit on that first one, and 23 to hit on the second one.
That definitely hits.
Alright. So that is going to be a total of 6 fire damage and 19 slashing damage.
Okay. 6 fire damage will be 12. And how much slashing you said? 19?
19, yes.
Okay.
As the axe just chops into him.
He's going to let out a very vicious scream similar to earlier as he is going to. You can see the rage now building in his eyes.
Devlar no longer. Now you're just a beast that I must hunt.
All right. There's anything else for your turn?
I use action and bonus. I'm done.
Okay. That is going to bring us to the top of the round. That is Jamie.
All right. Jamie is going to once again run up to him, hit him with her blade.
Using half your movement to get out
Stand
from
up.
prone.
So thankfully, I have a thing that uses half my movement. Let's see. Yes, I use half my movement. Yes. I don't think it applies to this. Yes, so I'll hit him with that as an 18 hit.
18 hits.
Okay, 18 damage.
All right.
And then that's going to be 10 damage.
Nice.
11 damage.
All right.
11.
11.
Yeah, 11.
Okay.
29 total, dang.
Oof.
And
Did the fire seem to
He's not
affect him
looking.
anymore?
He's looking. Yes, he seemed to react very harshly to the fire.
Excellent.
He's not looking great.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna once again let you know that he has a
Oh,
disadvantage now, and everyone else has resistance on attacks that aren't mine, aren't against me.
Okay.
That's the end
Keep
of my turn.
forgetting.
All right. So wait, you said the second attack?
The second attack
Okay.
did 11.
Okay. So I got that. All right. That's the end of your turn. I'm just going to bring it back to Devlor's turn. He's going to look around, all this pain being inflicted on him, being surrounded. He's going to let out a blood-curdling scream as you see something tensioning within his body, whether it be adrenaline or something. He is breathing heavier, and he is absolutely angry. And he is going to use a regenerative boost. 4D.
No.
Going to be... Alright. As he does this, it seems that he's regaining some of his fight, regaining a little bit more of his vigor. He's a new re-imbued fight within him. And after doing that, he's going to use the second action to turn around to the one who lit him ablaze, and he's going to make a crush attack against him. That's going to be against Victus.
Disadvantage.
Yep. Alright. Rolling. Actually, hold on. No, sorry. That is not with a roll. That is needing you to make a dex saving throw.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. That succeeds. So he's going to attempt to take his
What
arm.
is this? Is every roll I have the all or nothing coin?
I feel like I have given you too good of items for this to be this luck.
Hey, I rolled
But-
like 2 natural ones in a row. I don't know, man. I just want
That
to
is
be
going
average.
to succeed. That's going to you're going to succeed. So he's going to take his arm and try and land a crushing blow upon you. But again, you artfully just dodged
Bloodborne
to the side.
sidestep.
Sidestep. Yes, I was about to say that. As he's going to look at you with a burning rage, and that is going to bring us to Sokea.
Hey, real quick, is the music box
Yeah.
still playing?
No, it seems to have run out.
Can I say something?
Sure. Although I would say, if you paid attention to the music, it's technically still going.
Oh, that's
I love that.
cool.
Mhm.
So the music box.
I love this song for it.
So the music box itself has stopped playing on the field, right?
At this, during his transformation and his movement, I'm gonna say at this point it is either been kicked around somewhere, or it has been crushed under his foot.
Okay.
You cannot find it.
Never
But
mind.
there is
then.
no noise being played.
Never mind.
Okay. Then she's gonna move here. I'm gonna try one more time for a fire sword, please.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's
Oh.
Which
Acidic.
quality? I'm gonna see if that does anything to him.
All right. 7 acid damage. All right. You're going to slash at him with it, and it is going to burn his skin, and he is going to jerk at it from the pain. So it definitely did do something.
And I also realized I have 2 feats that give me extra attacks, so I get to attack 4 times.
Holy-
So-
what?
I
boy.
used the wrong one.
All right.
Blind lady, pop off! Pop off!
Yo!
Let's go.
All right. All of those will hit, and that last one is a nat 20, so we'll double that. So let's see.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
this is gonna hurt. All right. So 12, 10,
22 plus 14.
14.
36.
Didn't we double
Ooh.
that?
37.
This blind lady seemingly takes this acidic dagger, slashes it against him, can feel the reactionary jerk from him, and just knows, oh, this hurt, and just starts wildly slashing at him, almost wildly, but it's very precise in her strikes as he reels back from the pain. He is burning with this acid and fire. That is going. Anything else for your turn?
No, that'll end it.
All right. That's going to take him to his legendary action, which is going to make a. He's going to make a claw attack against Sokia, considering that's where he felt the damage just come from.
The one time my shield wears off.
Does a 20 hit?
Yes.
Disadvantage.
All right. It's at disadvantage? Oh, yeah? Does a 12 hit?
No.
It does not hit! Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
All right. That is going to miss, and that'll bring us to Darius's turn.
Doesn't it also get attacked by the spirits?
You're right.
Would have
That
at the start of his
back when it
turn.
started his turn after Jamie.
Yep.
So he's going to make a wisdom saving throw. That's a 12 plus 1. That is a 13, which fails. But
Yep.
he's going to use his legendary resistance to succeed.
Okay, so he's gonna take half of 13. He's gonna take 6 again.
6. All right.
Alrighty.
Taking 6 damage.
Alrighty.
On to
So-
your turn.
My turn. I am going to cast Sacred Flame
Nah.
again, which is my
Nice.
cantrip. I'm gonna do my
Man,
you know,
it's a
raise
cantrip.
my
I know this
fist in
gonna
the
hurt.
air. And
It is radiant.
let's see. Yeah, it's
It
radiant.
is.
It gains 1 +1 to spell attack. And still have to succeed at 18.
And you're rolling 3d8 because you're at 11th level.
Mhm.
Right, so he's got to make a dex save of how much? 18?
Yes. Actually, I'm gonna roll 4d8
Why?
because of Divine Strike. Or no,
Yeah,
Hold
it'll
on,
be
no.
48 plus your
Left
wisdom.
Strike.
Ah, okay. He's making the dex save. +2, and he has to beat an 18.
Yes.
Does not make it.
Let's go.
Let's see the damage.
Okay. I have so much to see. 4d8 plus 1 plus 5. Actually, just plus 5. Yes. Okay, sweet.
Oh my gosh. The damage.
Oh my. Oh, all right. You know what? How do you want to do this?
Yo.
Let's go!
Yo.
Use my fist in the air, and I summon all of the lights of above, and I just pour it down on this guy.
Oh man, as you raise your hand to the sky, even though it is pitch black night, only thing high in the sky is the moon, suddenly there's a brightness that seems to shine out of nowhere as it comes down at immense force, engulfing him as it seems to burn and crisp away at him as you hear his horrific screech of agony as he slowly falls to the ground, leaving a large thud. And
Another
that
day, another dearly
brings
departed.
the end to Deadlore. Devlore. I called him Deadlore. That's so disrespectful.
I mean, it's accurate.
I bet you didn't see that coming.
Darius kind of falls to his knees, kind of like weakly. The death of Devlore is weighing really heavily on him. Like, it had to be done, but like it was not pleasant to do.
There lies the large corpse of this huge beast, which was once Deathlope. now no more than a husk.
Devlor didn't seem like the one who would easily give in to this, did he?
No, he did not.
I
fought
wasn't
it
saying
very
that in
hard.
character.
Oh,
I was asking Caleb.
Normally he wouldn't, no.
This disturbs me. Because this could mean that there's a traitor amongst us. Think about it. It's the perfect opportunity to split up the group and take them out one by one. I don't want to sow any unnecessary dissidence. However, as a hunter, these kind of things are unfortunately part of our trade. I hope this is just I hope this is just a freak
Yarnell-
accident.
I did feel like Yarnell seemed oddly suspicious. I don't know why. I just don't like him. Something seems off. And he
Let
also
us...
was the one that led us here.
Indeed he was. Let us hold our reservations until later, though. Just remember, out of everybody, I believe... Sarah, what are you doing?
Jamie's just wandering
Out of everybody involved in this situation, I recommend that we trust no one. Not even each other.
Agreed.
No.
I want you guys to go ahead and make me a perception check. Everyone except Savannah. This is not a visual.
18.
Oh,
Okay.
Daggummit.
Alright.
I'm still on the
The
ground,
Stupid
bothered.
turtle, I don't think has rolled less than a 17 on perception.
Listen, those crazy old lady eyes see a lot.
Got a lot of
so-
practice sitting in the window, watching
As
her
you-
neighbors.
So as you look around the small graveyard and you look against the statue where Devlor was laying, you see 2 empty blood vials from similar to the ones that were given to you, laying where he was laying. Sai, you also look, and slightly buried in the dirt amongst the transformation and where the scuffle was, you see the music box laying halfway buried in the dirt, not playing anything. Seemingly, it's filled with dirt at this point. It can't play.
Aw. She Nasa picks up the music box and just kind of looks at it, and you see she's looking down, and onto her glasses falls a tear. It's always the young ones that die far too young. They never let us old ones die when we need to.
Oh,
And she
Is
tries to
Devil-
turn it.
oh.
You try and turn it, but the crank doesn't seem to want to move. Again, there's a lot of dirt in there. It seems that the gears are jammed.
Well, she'll put that in her pack. She's taking that with her.
Mr.
Is Devlor's body still there? Sorry.
It is. The giant beast-like body is there.
Oh, the beast. Okay.
Yes, he did transform into a beast.
Does anybody oppose to me disposing of the body in a proper way?
1 second, please.
All right.
Mr. Shank is going to walk over to the statue to where the 2 blood vials are, and
Mhm.
he's going to check the quality of whatever blood remains inside.
Sure thing. As you take the syringe and unscrew the injecting part of it, you can look in and see there's a few drops of blood still left in there. Do you want to roll an investigation on it or an arcana? However you want to investigate this blood, whatever your class specifies.
I will do Arcana. Dang it.
Alright.
Dang it, man.
As you use your given blood magic part of you, you manipulate the blood a little bit, try and get a sense of it. It's not a lot. There's only a few drops. It's not very strong. But as far as you can tell, it doesn't seem to stand out any of the ordinary. It is a different type of blood. It's not normal human blood, but considering the ones that you were given, it doesn't feel any different than them.
I see. Even comparing it to the blood of the corpse.
As you compare it to the blood of the corpse, what has a part of it, go ahead and make me another Arcana check to check the body.
Holy crap.
All or nothing, man. As you check the body, you notice that there are remnants still left in his body of the blood vials, seemingly being used shortly before you guys showed up. But it seems that there's not a whole lot of blood left. It seems that whatever curse has rid of his body is some type of volatile blood. It is something very dangerous. You recognizing curses and what you know with blood, this is a blood type curse that is
Oh, no.
beyond anything you've ever used before. And it's potent.
Victus kind of looks at the blood vials towards his pouch with the blood vials in them.
Don't suppose these have been spiked, do you?
I should hope not. I've used one.
As have I. I might need to cut off another toe.
Is there
What-
another check you'd like to make or anything else?
Should I do a? Can I do a like a medicine check on me, or would that be like an investigation?
No, you can make a medicine check on yourself.
Oh, I want to make a medicine check too, please.
Sure.
Holy
Oh.
crap.
Wow, 15's on the board. Did you use a blood vial, Victus? I can't remember.
I did.
Okay. So as you look to wherever you stabbed yourself with the blood vial, there's obviously a small puncture, very already clotted over. It looks normal. It doesn't seem to have any type of reaction from the outside. Nothing out of the ordinary, like a normal syringe. As you take a second to recount yourself, check yourself, fever, anything like that, you feel normal. There doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. It doesn't feel as if you're feeling anything internally that's changed or different. A little bit of heart pumping and adrenaline from the battle just fought, but nothing unusual.
I still don't trust it.
Nor do I.
Well, I was about to use one. Should you suggest using one, or what do I do, dearies?
I can't see anything wrong with it, and though I am suspicious, it doesn't seem to actually have anything wrong.
Adam, let me heal your wounds. How
Shall-
badly are you injured?
It's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Yes, dear. I've had almost half a chunk of what I feel is all right taken out of me.
Everyone,
Sorry.
would it be alright if we took a quick rest?
Do we have time for that?
Well,
You mean a short rest?
Yeah.
You guys seem to make good headway through the hamlet and catching up to the group. Being able to see Darnell and Devlor, it seems that you guys have made good time. It doesn't feel like too long has passed. The night is still somewhat young.
I could.
Would a
use bit of
short
that.
rest help your situation, or would it not do much?
Oh, it would help.
Okay.
Okay, I'm down.
Almost down.
I'm down for sitting down. My legs are starting to ache.
Well, we can't have
she-
that. Come. He takes her over to a bench. Is there a bench in this graveyard?
There isn't a bench, but a lot of the gravestones have been destroyed or crumbled. A lot of them are you can definitely find a gravestone that's easy enough to sit on. It's practically a stone slab.
All right, he'll lead Jamie over to one of those and help her sit.
As she hovers down, she's gonna take a few deep breaths, and I'm gonna do some hit dice to regain some health.
Yeah. Can we do a short rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
In fact, if you guys want to be able to take a short break or anything, you can also do that if you'd like. I know we've been going for like a couple hours.
Are
Yeah,
we?
I'd be cool
How
with that.
long? How much longer do you think we're gonna go on for tonight?
I'd say honestly, we're maybe about halfway through at this point.
I kind of need to get going at 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
might
did
kill
say if we
Gary.
need to, we can make this like a continuation. Like if we need to break it up into
I'm-
multiple sessions.
I'm really enjoying this a lot. I really don't want the one shot to end.
Yeah, no, this is great so far.
I do like
Okay.
it. I do like it.
All right. Well, if you guys want to keep going, then we can try and get more done.
What are we feeling? It's Fiona has to leave at 5, which is in 40-ish minutes.
Yeah, I'm down to keep going.
All
I'm
right.
not really sure
How
how
much do
more
we heal from a short rest?
you have to roll
how
hit
many-
dice.
Yeah, you have to roll hit dice for it. You should have a set amount on there, and you decrease it as you.
Okay.
So yeah, you heal
I'm
11
gonna-
hit points from that roll.
I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'll be quick.
So once you roll a hit dice, you use it. So you will only
Okay.
have 10 right now.
Can I use as many as I want?
As many as you need.
Or-
Yeah,
Okay.
you can use those full 10 if you want to.
Ew.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. That is absolutely stunning rolling.
Gorgeous.
What is that, 8? Okay.
This has really just been the all or nothing.
It really
real.
has been.
I never realized how stinking tanky you can make barbarians. That is so fun.
And that's not even the tankiest you can be.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. 100% I know. I wasn't even trying. I was like, just get a little bit of tank here and there. The thing is, she also, I haven't used her yet. The turtle has a shell thing that she can
I
like,
know.
go into, and it's +4 in defense, bro. I could do that thing where he has disadvantage on everyone besides me and then just go on my shell. I'd be like, nope.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier in the fight when you did that for the first time. I was like, wait a second. Can't turtles just retract?
Yep.
Turtles have the ability of just saying no.
No, sorry. Haha.
Poopy poopy.
I am gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay. Very fun so far, Caleb. I'm having a good
Oh,
time.
this is so
I'm
much
glad.
fun.
I am learning slowly how to try and keep up with everything and try and manage everything, but
Yes.
so far I've
that's-
been trying to do good at trying to keep the battles moving.
That's definitely going to be the big thing when it comes to gaining experience as a DM is efficiency and being able to streamline the processes of combat.
But this is a good first run, being able to learn what, because you can try and prep all you want, but you don't really know how or when you need stuff until you're actually in it.
It's true.
And now I know for future reference how to prepare for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I should have played cleric a long time ago. This is really fun.
Especially with that cantrip boosting ability. That
I
is
wasn't-
disgustingly good.
Oh my gosh, it's so... Like, I think that's as powerful as you can make a cantrip in 5th edition. I can't think of anything... Like, if you somehow...
So good.
hold
Unless
up,
you
hold up,
got,
hold up,
I
hold
know
up.
there are
Full
items.
stop.
I
Full
only
stop.
used one spell.
I need to know if that ability specifically only works with cleric cantrips or if it works with any cantrip you can cast.
I believe it's just cleric.
Because I know what you're thinking. I already know what you're thinking, Luke.
Hee hee.
And I am questioning the same thing. That would be interesting.
Because if it is possible, that's absolutely insane. Let's see, cleric, and your grave cleric.
Yes.
All right, what abilities were those?
I was using Toll of the Dead and
No, not the spell. The ability that increases the
Oh,
damage.
the ability. Ah, I see. I was using Potent Spellcasting and Blessed Strike.
Right, from Tasha's. Okay. How do I turn on Tasha's? I should have Tasha's on. Hold up.
And you
not
should.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you should see
There it
Grave
is.
Domain play against undead because
Yeah, it's insane.
that's. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I did not realize that dried plums had seeds inside them for some reason, and I almost died.
Okay, so Blessed Strikes is insane. And then
I'm
what
back,
was the
by the way,
other?
in
What
case
was
of
the other
this.
one?
Blessed Strike and Potent spellcasting. It starts at the 8th level.
There it is. Okay, alright. So yeah, I think Toll the Dead plus Potent Spellcasting plus, yeah. That's... It does not, unfortunately, apply to, Eldritch Blast. Well, no, it does apply to Eldritch Blast, but only one of the damage rolls per.
Oh my.
So not each of... So each of the... Wait a second. Potent Might.
And that's you got Agonizing Blast on, right?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Sorry, we can keep going. I'm just...
That's fine. Like I said, we're probably about halfway through, so I definitely don't think we'll be able to complete the whole thing in this session, especially if we have Fiona needing to leave around 5. But we can
Yeah.
definitely get a continuation point if you guys want to.
Yeah, I
definitely
think
do.
potent spellcasting definitely does apply to Eldritch Blast. No, it's any cleric cantrip. That's it. Moving on.
Right.
Blessed Strike also applies to weapon attacks. So, if I were to ever become a sword swinging cleric,
It works on improvised weapons too, so you can hit somebody with a rock and suddenly make it a divine smite.
let's go.
That's hilarious, and I love that.
Beautiful.
Long or short rest does not. Yeah, I don't think so.
Jamie is
Still
napping. Like, she's straight up, like, you see, like, bubbles come out of her nose.
Old lady nap.
That's quite a lot for this old lady.
You guys been doing good.
All right.
That first encounter was shockingly difficult.
Yeah, they were a little bit more tanky than I anticipated, but I also knew that damage output wise, they weren't too bad unless it came to the poison spit, which wasn't often. But I figured it was a good introduction to show that this wasn't going to be too easy. Of course, you absolutely ganged up on Devlord, did not give that man a chance.
Mm-mm.
But hey, that just shows you guys are good. And it shows me what I need to continue with.
Alright.
Alrighty. So, what are you doing now?
Well, that was
We can catch
fun.
up with-
Good relaxing time in the insane asylum.
Yes, and I sincerely hope you all don't transform into one of those. I don't think me and the old lady could do that on our own.
Speak for yourself. I have faith in me.
You're right. I'm sorry. I have faith in you as well.
Well, regardless, I suppose we should continue on our little adventure.
Yes. Should we catch up with the others? See how they might be faring.
If they're still
I guess-
here.
I guess that is the question. Where's the next destination?
You guys are about halfway through the city at the moment. You took a slight detour to the right to make it to the asylum, so you're progress-wise, you're about halfway through the city. You still probably have the other half to trek through.
I guess forward is our best bet.
Let's go.
All right. So you step back out onto the streets, make your ways back to the main road.
Before she does, she kind of pulls on Shank's sleeve, very like, kind of ashamed. Derry, You're right. My legs are not what it used to. Do you mind carrying me?
Of course. Come, Madam Jimmy.
And he's going to hoist you onto his back.
She has a smile on her face. It's actually more fun than she thought it was going to be. All right, off we go.
If we get ambushed, it's not going to be fun, but
Shuck me off.
I might. I wonder if I can apply my crimson rights to you.
You can try.
I've never tried using a person as a weapon before.
My hard shell might hit them. You might never know. It might work.
Maybe. Alright.
All right. I guess we're trekking along.
All right, you're trekking along. You finally make your ways back down to the more center part of the street, making your way through the center of town towards the other end of it. Nothing too out of the ordinary. You have not spotted any of the other group yet. As far as beasts, again, you see more slain and in burning piles, seemingly most eradicated. Again, you can still hear a few noises off in the lower streets and part of the open sewers, but nothing that affects the main pathways or anything that you guys are traveling through. As you come across a small, narrow section of town, seemingly kind of like a business district, old rundown shops, an old tavern, an old blacksmith, most of them boarded up. I want you all to make a perception check. Sarah, Sarah and Luke, I want you to make it at disadvantage. Savannah, I want you to make it at advantage.
Oh, well.
14 for me.
20. And yours was a 23. Savannah?
Yep.
All right. So, what's the walking order?
Well, I'm wherever Shank is.
I want to be in the middle.
You're in the middle.
I guess
Okay.
Darius is gonna take up the rear, or wherever.
Line lady in
Yeah.
front.
Yes,
The
let
blind
the
leading the
blind
pack.
lady lead.
Definitely. Fine.
Okay.
The blind lady will lead.
All right, Darius will kind of be up there then.
So as you make your way through the town and Savannah, as you're walking, you're getting used to the noises around the town, the occasional, sounds of beasts, the sounds of fire, the rain, the different noises that your footsteps echo through the different alleyways that you take, occasionally the chime of a nearby cathedral. You notice that one small detail you almost can barely perceive an echo that does not match with you guys' footsteps. The very slightest, it feels like there's an extra step that should be taken. And considering how useful or used to you are with sound, you would recognize everyone's steps that they've been making so far in the rhythm. And as your tremor sense picks up an extra movement, before you have the chance to turn around to warn the group, you all hear. From behind you. Do you turn around to look?
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
As you turn around to look,
I'm putting down
you
Jamie.
as you turn to look, you see Asher standing there behind you. Except he stood stock still, his hand raised in the air with a blade, or hatchet technically, before he drops to his knees and collapses on the ground, as you see a pool of blood begin to form around his head.
Oh, can I? Wait, I can do something, right? Can I?
Wait. Was his hatchet raised up as if to attack us?
It seems so. The moment you turned around to look, his hatchet was raised, and he was
Oh.
standing very close to Darius.
Where did the gunshot come from?
Who's out there?
As you look, you see the blacksmith shop that you had passed a few steps back. A man steps out, dressed in a long hunter's cloak and a tricorn hat, and a plague doctor mask. Oh, sorry about that. I just figured it'd be a bit rude to let you end up with an axe in your back.
Oh.
No, we do appreciate that, but who are you?
Better question is, who are you? Seems a lot of new people have come to this town, and I don't remember it being such a bustling place for new people.
We were sent here to eliminate the beasts in the
Sightseeing.
city.
How were you? Another one of these groups sent to eradicate, huh? Should have expected. It's been a while since the last. It seems that your friend there wasn't interested in hunting beasts, though.
No, he certainly was not. I'm going to, ignoring the guy, bend down and start searching the body of Asher.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
I'm specifically looking for blood vials. 13.
You want me to take him?
13.
Bobby?
Not even a high DC anyways. As you search him, you find his hatchet, another one around his waistcoat, as if to be able to use two of them, a simple hunter's pistol, and he has 3 blood vials on him. Seemingly none have been used yet. If he was to receive the same amount you guys did, he still has 3 full blood vials. And, of course, he has a small pouch filled with 2,500 gold.
Well then. Standing up and kicking the body of Asher. Absolute disgrace to the hunters.
Oh, you all are so crazy, I can't even begin to imagine what runs through your heads.
You're the one living in the city full of beasts, sir.
It's my home. You expect me to leave for one reason or the other? No, this is where I'll stay. I'm
Okay,
comfortable here.
okay,
I know
okay.
how to handle.
Alright, who are you?
Apologies. My name is Bloodstone. I am a simple shop owner here. As he gestures to the blacksmith shop that he's standing out in front of.
Do you... yeah, courtesy and all that. Victus Shank does a bow. Very, very proper form. Victus Shank, but until we are further acquainted, I would simply refer to me as Mr. Shank.
Alright, Mr. Shank.
What is the
Why not?
point of a shop if there's no one to sell to?
Question.
Again, you aren't the first hunters to come through here. It happens on a rare occasion, but they do. And, for one reason or another, they could always use something. Considering there's nothing left of the town, I have my full reign of acquiring whatever's left and making it available. Come in, come in. Why don't you step out of the rain for a little bit? We can converse. And he opens the door to the blacksmith shop and takes a step in, kind of staying there waiting to see what you'll do.
Mr. Shank looks towards everybody else. Do not eat anything, do not drink anything, do not let him inject anything into your veins.
Jamie's
Well.
eyes go wide.
Sir, I owe you my I owe you my life. Thank you.
Oh, not a
Shank-
problem. I've had plenty of free time to practice sharpshooting.
Shank didn't take anything from the body other than the vials, right?
No, he did. Yeah, he would have taken the vials.
Okay, so
He'll
Kay's
give-
gonna walk over, feel around, and find the coin pouch and nab it. And
He'll
stuff it in
give-
her belt.
Okay, he'll give a blood vial to Darius and Sokea.
Thank you.
I'm not sure we should be using these things, but maybe.
Neither
in
am I,
desperate
but
times.
Neither am I, especially now, he says, glaring at Asher's body. But, anyways. Mr. Shank will step in.
Yeah.
I will also step in.
He'll hold the door for all of you. As you step into the small blacksmith shop, it's even though the outside had the sign for a blacksmith shop, it's no way very resembling of a blacksmith shop. It's just as run down as all the others, but you can see a few well kept together pieces of furniture lying about, boxes and crates strewn about the room, somewhat organized, but nothing like an actual professional shop would be. It seems that he's tried to make the best of what he can and gather what's still intact and store it all in this building. Come in, have a seat wherever you can find one. There's everything strewn about.
Yep.
So, tell me, how did you come to join this hunt?
I'm here for blood and money.
I'm here to clean up.
I'm trying to go home.
Money sounds about right.
Very direct.
If a hunter is anything else, he's burying a hatchet into his fellow's back.
Honestly, it doesn't surprise me. Every hunter has come to this island, and very few have left with anything intact, whether it be their sanity or their own physical body.
What is the state of
Everyone
this?
thinks they're up to the task, yet few seem to handle it.
Indeed. What is the state of this island as a whole?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. The island, well, Dreadmore. It's a wasteland. It's cast off. I'm going to assume none of you have even heard of Dreadmore before you came here. No one talks about it. It's isolated. It's removed from the rest of the world. And for good reason. No one wants to deal with horrors in the night or what lurks around each corner that lies upon this island. It's a nightmare to be here. And so, best to just ignore it. If it can't leave the island, then what does it matter to anyone else? And yet it still baffles me. For some reason, every few moons or so, a group of hunters come through. They think that they can eradicate this scourge. They think that they can make a difference. And yet, they don't. They succumb to the island one way or another. As you can see, I believe your friend was not in his right mind. Not a beast, but some things at the island mess with your mentality. You're not sure who to trust, you go crazy. In fact, you have a hard time telling friend from foe. Everything looks like a target to you.
Well, he wouldn't be the first among us.
It was without that screeching I heard earlier.
Just a larger than usual beast. We put it down.
How noble of you.
Hardly.
So tell me, have you been able to keep your wits about you? Have you stayed relatively fine?
Thus far.
He takes a second to look over all of you, and he notices the blood vials that you are carrying on you. Do you mind if I take a look at one of those?
Oh, please do. It's been driving me crazy.
He takes it, unscrews the syringe top of it, and dips a finger into the blood. He takes a sniff of it, and you realize that under this Plague Doctor mask there are a few holes in the very bottom of it, allowing for still breathing, air to enter. So he holds it under there. You can hear a few sniffs. He slides the mask up slightly, and takes a lick of the blood
No.
before sliding it back down. Ugh, same as usual. I don't know where they get this stuff. Do you know exactly what these are?
I've heard rumors.
Tell me, what do you know?
Something about a church.
You're right. The Healing Church. Very small known place. They actually got their start here.
Truly,
They-
in Dreadmore.
Indeed, they did. But they had bigger ambitions. They want to move on. Besides, a healing church doesn't look good when it lives on an island filled with the sick.
And pray tell, could it be that the cause of this sickness was also the cause of this church's success?
That is still a mystery to me.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'm not sure what caused this plague. I would say the blood normally, but from what I've been able to tell, there's nothing explicitly special about it. Sure, it's unnatural, but with the time I've spent looking over it, it doesn't seem to be able to cause whatever this is. No, it seems that whatever is causing this plague that's infested the island is something more beyond us. Something not physical. It's almost as though there's been a curse laid upon the land.
Oh, I can concur with that. The creature that we fought but not a few handfuls of minutes ago was the result of a curse. And Mr. Shank is going to take his cane, dispel the illusion on it, and just slip it across his finger. And as the blood drips out of the finger, he just stops the blood in midair, and it slowly falls down to the table.
My. Aren't you? Special one. I see you're used to blood, aren't you? Curses
Indeed.
and such. It's rare that I find a blood hunter such as yourself this far out. You're not a common breed.
You know of us, then.
No, I've run into one or two of you.
Interesting.
Again, nothing superior.
Understood.
Although I will say, that is an intriguing weapon. Where did you come across such a thing?
It's part of the initiation of our group. You won't find a blood hunter without one.
Interesting. I recognize the work on it, though. Or at least the inspiration.
Do you now?
Yes, powder kegers. They're known for wild instruments such as that, but they get the job done.
I've heard
How's...
such tales of these individuals.
Yes. But they're elusive. They're a small group. They seem to enjoy whatever they want to make in their own right. They don't do it for money or resell.
Just
As I've heard them
weird.
say, if a weapon ain't got kick, it just ain't worth it. That's the motto. But, alas, I've been a horrible host. I am a shop after all, and you seem to have come a long way. Is there anything I can offer you, in help? I offer plenty of stock of all types.
Any armor by chance?
Armor? I do have some armor. Nothing special, but it'll take a punch before you do.
May I have a look at that?
Sure. And he kicks open a crate, starts rummaging through it, and starts pulling out different pieces of armor, whether it be leather or scale mail,
While
a few
he's-
chainmail pieces.
While he's doing that,
Nothing significant, but just
Okay.
common armor.
Probably nothing better than I already have.
I'm sorry, I don't have anything super special for you.
That's quite alright.
You can only get what comes around ever so often, and for some reason, a lot of the hunters that come here don't have that creative equipment.
So
Well.
nothing interesting.
Well, not armor-wise. I do have some smaller items that you might be interested in. Let's see. And he starts roaming through another crate. Ah, there we go. And he pulls out a thick piece of brown paper with what looks, it almost looks kind of like sandpaper-ish. It's a brown piece of paper, but on one side it's very granulated, very textured. There we are. Fire paper.
Oh,
Quite useful on hunts like this. Simply wrap it around your blade and give it a quick swipe, and it should ignite your weapon for a short time.
Wow.
And I also have, and he reaches in and pulls out another piece of paper, but this one has little bits of fur on the other side of it. And in fact, the fur almost looks similar to the type of fur that you saw from Devlord when he transformed. Now this right here is bolt paper. Same as before, give it a nice little quick slice across your weapon, and has a very electrifying result.
So they add elements to whatever weapon we have. How much are they?
Something like that. Let's see. I'll say 30 gold for the fire paper and 21 for the bolt.
Per?
Fire seems to be more useful.
I'll take the fire.
Fire it is.
How many uses?
Wait, can I
per
use that
piece
on
of
my
paper?
weapon?
Yes. If you have any type of melee weapon, you can use it. What did you say, Luke?
You just asked how many uses per piece of paper.
It is 1 use per piece of paper. It will, so I'll go ahead and read it. Rubbing this coarse paper along your weapon requires a bonus action, adding 1d8 fire damage to your attacks to that weapon for 1 minute.
D8, dang.
But this item can't be used on weapons with pre-existing elemental properties. So, for instance, Sokeya, your blade, if it is in any form that has elemental, it would not be able to use the fire.
So it wouldn't stack with my rights?
It wouldn't stack, no. As long as your weapon does not have an elemental addition to it, it can be used.
Well,
Same
Madam
with bolt
Jamie.
paper. It'd be a 1d8 lightning for 1 minute.
Well, Madam Jamie, it appears that this would be quite beneficial for you.
If anyone else wants it, I will take it. Godly.
Of course. Just the one for you, or would you rather a few?
Give me 3.
3? Sure thing. In fact, here. Buying in bulk, why not? I'll reduce it to 75 for all 3.
I love bargaining.
You seem like a nice lady.
I'll take 4 of the fire.
For the fire? Sure. We'll round that up to 100.
She takes out the stolen pouch.
He doesn't even bat an eye, and he saw you take the pouch.
Still got blood on it.
Can I put
Alright.
those on my staff? I think, because it has melee attacks.
As long as it doesn't have a preconditioning elemental damage, then yes. Also, I just sent it to the, Meat Archive, just for the details on it.
Cool.
Let's
Well, I
see what
don't-
else I have around here. He starts digging through his, other weapons. Or, not weapons, other crates. Ooh, now this. This is a hunter's best friend out of here. And he holds up a small brass vial. But it's not a vial that has a syringe on it. It's instead a vial with a twist-open top. These are sedatives. Helps calm the nerves of those who seem to lose their nerve out here.
That would have been useful earlier.
Yes. Unfortunately, he didn't come to me about it.
I'd like to purchase. How
said-
much would you say those are?
Now these harder to find. I'd say 56 apiece, but very worth it.
Darius looks at Shank. What do you say? You buy one, I buy one.
I'll be buying more than one.
Very well. I'll buy 2.
I'll buy 4.
Okay. All right. I'll say for 4, we'll make it 200 even. For 2, we'll make it 100 even.
Alrighty.
I'll take 1, just in case.
All right. And that'll be 56.
Well,
In fact,
I'll take 2.
All right, 100 gold, please.
It'll be good to have just in case one of us,
Goes a little crazy.
absolutely.
I don't know about the rest of you, but this whole operation stinks.
Agreed.
I actually kind of want to leave, but here we are. We might as well keep trekking on. Unless
You
you
know-
have any other ideas.
Mr. Bloodstone, was it?
Yes.
I have a query for you.
By all means.
Would it be possible for you to accept company in this wretched town?
What are you proposing? That you want to live here?
Indeed.
I mean, I certainly can't stop you. If you think you have the gall and nerve to stay here, then by all means.
I'm tired of
stop
them.
you.
I'm tired of the mundanities of life, and I think it would just be very, very interesting, not to mention fun, to live in here. Especially if, as you say, groups of hunters come here every few moons.
Yes. Yeah, a true blood-drunk hunter you are.
Well, my blood isn't exactly normal.
As I've noticed. But you know
Regardless.
Neither is mine.
Oh, truly?
Yes. Tell me, have you ever heard of the Vile Bloods?
I've not.
Most haven't. One of the best kept secrets of the Dreadmore Island. The Vile Bloods is almost a curse upon this lineage. Not in the same way that it affects the island, but Vile Bloods are looked down upon. They are seen as dirty and cursed.
I see.
He rolls up his sleeve, and you notice his skin is a bit more pale than usual. And he takes a blade and gives a small cut to his arm, and you notice where it would bleed, it bleeds almost a silverish gray color.
Oh.
See, Vile Bloods are... Well, how do I put this? We're not normal. Of course, you know, not normal, but not in the same way. You see, we live a lot longer than most tend to. It's unnatural, and a lot of people don't take kindly to us. I'm sure you've heard of vampires and of the sort. People love to acclaim us to them, but we aren't bothered by sunlight or, have a thirst for drinking another person's blood or anything of the sort. We essentially are just a cursed bloodline who are a bit more resilient than others.
Understood. Mr. Bloodstone.
Yes.
First of all, he turns back towards the others. Is there anything else anyone would like while we're here?
No.
I have a question for you all. Are we alright with continuing the operation, seeing it through to its end? See what's going on here, seeing what's really going on here?
I don't know if I'll be able to sleep at night unless I know this mystery.
I feel as though we are obligated to at this point.
There's nothing else going on.
Part of me just wants to leave this island behind, part of me wants to embrace this island for all I'm worth. But I suppose continuing on the operation will be in our best interest at the moment. Mr. Bloodstone,
I don't.
Yes.
what lies ahead of us?
Oof. Well, where are you heading?
Pulls out the map.
And I'm guessing you're pointing towards the end goal, Dreadmore Castle?
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Well, if you're to make your way to Dreadmore Castle, you'll simply take a right out of here, follow the road out of town. You'll know you're near the exit when you see a grand cathedral. It's usually the one you hear the bell coming from. Then it's a simple walk through the woods, although I would be wary. The woods are probably one of the most dangerous parts of this island. Even I don't know what lurks fully in those things.
Understood.
Prefer to stay here. But yes, once you make it through the woods, you should arrive at the front of Dreadmore Castle. Although I must ask, what reason do you have for Dreadmore Castle?
Apparently they're survivors. We're supposed to be clearing a path for them.
Survivors. And who told you that?
Do you know a man by the name of Valakas?
Valakas. Can't say it's ringing any bells, but...
He's our employer.
Ah, so he's the one who brought you here. I can't say I know anything about the name Valakas, but I'm sure as many hunters as I've met, I've failed to catch a few of their names. But... So he's the one sending you after Dreadmore Castle, telling you that there are people to save there.
They gave us cash in advance as well.
And
noble.
these blood vials.
I see. Well, considering he's has access to blood vials like this, he seems to be a very well-connected person.
It appears so.
All right. Well, I shall warn you. If you go to Dreadmore Castle, there's more waiting for you there than you probably think. Even if he knows what he's getting into, there's probably more there than he can expect. But if that is your goal, then I shan't stand in your way. Yeah, as a gift for yourself. You've made it this long and you've got an arduous journey ahead of you. I'll give each one of you these. Yeah, my treat. And he's going to take out a small white cloth, and as he opens it, there's tiny little black pellets in them. Probably no bigger than a marble. These are beasthood pellets. I've spent a lot of time being able to refine the blood of these beasts around here and what drives their bloodlust. And, well, mixing it slightly with a bit of my own blood magic, I've been able to concentrate the very adrenaline out of them. Simply take one of these and you'll enter a state of
Pardon me, take one.
beast. Yes. Consume. I trust you, it is completely safe. I've had plenty of people to test this on. Simply ingest it and you will enter a state of unrefined hunting prowess like you have never before. Almost the same bloodlust that these beasts maintain, but with no lasting side effects. It simply lasts for a few minutes and you'll soon calm yourself. It's up to you to use or not, but I am offering to you to take them anyways.
He'll take them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will
Well, I
be
won't.
4 beast blood pellets.
Whew,
Lovely.
boy.
Terrified
And-
a little bit.
I'll get the effect of beasthood to you guys in a
Yay.
second.
4 each or 4 for one?
4 in total. 1 for each of you.
Ah, I see.
Okay. Me planning. There you go. That will be Beasthood's
Wonderful.
condition. All right. Well, I recommend that you go ahead and make your way. The night is pressing onwards. Also, here, he takes out a small bell. If you find yourself in a matter of distress, go ahead and give this a ring. If I happen to be close enough to hear it, then I may be able to aid some assistance.
Very well.
Darius, I believe you should hold on to this.
Yes.
I feel as if you'll have more opportunity to use it than any of us will.
Darius takes it.
Oh, then. I suppose you should be on your way then. Would you happen to be trying to reconvene with that group of yours? I'm assuming those who I saw here a moment ago were part of yours.
Yes, we've been looking for them. That's
I do
Where
have
we're
a
on to.
few I do have a few questions for them.
As do I.
Aside from the one that, well, I dispatched, I saw two earlier. One was a considerably, almost intriguing looking man. He had a scar across his eye, was carrying a staff. He just seemed to carry on. And I also saw a masked lady pass by here. In fact, it looked similar to you as he points to, you, Savannah. A mask similar to yours, but it had eye holes in it. I could see her, she went down towards the chapel at the end of the road. That's the only ones I've seen so far, but
Scar, wouldn't that be Yarnell? We ran into him earlier.
Yes, he's the one
I
who
suppose.
sent us to the insane asylum.
I have a few questions for him.
unfortunately I didn't speak with him. I merely saw him walking down the street. I like to keep my eyes on what passes through here.
Understandable.
Oh,
Well,
there we go.
thank you, Mr. Bloodstone. Your hospitality has been greatly appreciated, as has your business. And
My pleasure.
I suppose
It's
unless
a breath of
there's-
fresh air to have someone to converse with every once in a while.
Oh, I'm sure.
Again, thank you for saving my life. I hope the next time we meet, will be under less unfortunate circumstances.
On this island, there's no guarantee of that happening, but I do wish you well. You all seem to have a relatively straight head on your shoulders, and I feel that you'll be able to at least be able to tackle these challenges better than most have before. I mean, you've made it this far and you seem fine.
Well, hopefully it stays that way.
Indeed. Alright, thank you once more, Bloodstone. We shall be on our way now. He will
Very well then.
stand up, help Jamie up out of the chair, and
He will see you to the door, and as you leave, he will give you a slight wave as he shuts the door behind him and seemingly goes back to his own business. Alright.
Is
So you find yourselves back in the town of Grimreach.
this has been awful so far. I'm going to be honest.
yes, there's been a lot of death and violence and blood. Not that I'm complaining.
I am.
Alright.
I think it's been kind of fun.
As do I.
If you want to consider this the stopping point, we can, because I know
Yeah.
we have people who
Oh,
think
yeah,
to
that's
go.
a good
so.
point.
Yeah,
think so.
I have to get going.
Oh, okay.
This was
Alright.
really, really fun, though.
Yeah. So we
Right.
calling
agree.
that the stop?
Sure thing.
Sounds good.